Okay. Do we have we do have the right one. Okay, hi everybody in stream. We're talking about football and rugby and yeah. Um but we are hello, hi Seru. Congratulations on first. Thank you for being here. I don't know, are you gonna have to pop out to work or do you get to chill with us the whole time?
Yeah, right. No shit.
We're
Oh
gonna
hell yeah.
do our
Doc's
recap
like,
here in a
listen, I got juice for
minute.
you, but you guys gotta stop getting fucking hurt like this because
That's
otherwise I'm gonna
all
have to
that
write a
sports
report
ball,
and you're
yeah.
gonna get having that on
We
video.
are having some storms here. Sarah, since you're here, we're having some storms here. Sometimes we lose power. It just depends on how windy it gets. So if everything suddenly goes out, hopefully we'll be back quickly. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with these storms. But I'm going to jump over to our superheroes here, do the recap, get everybody rolling, and we'll get started. Minute dispatch. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought
Oh
you would
my
have already been
god.
gone, but well, good. I'm glad that we get you. I'm sorry you don't have a shift,
Did
but I'm
they
glad
give
that
you
we get
the
you tonight. I
ampules,
always
like
love having you
the
here.
bite and tear, or did you get like
Um,
actual like,
yeah.
hey,
So
we're gonna
without
do this the right way?
further
Okay, it was full
ado,
blown. Okay, that's good.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
dude,
good.
that kind
Good.
of those
Thank you.
dislocations are no fucking joke, though.
All
I mean, I
right.
watched a kid get his knee dislocated one time. I didn't realize you could dislocate a knee until I watched the whole kneecap pop to the side and stick, and I was like, oh, cut it off. Just
Don't need it
go.
anymore.
Yeah, one of the first calls I ever went on was a kid who was like dancing on a blanket on a hardwood floor, and the blanket twisted around his foot, and then his knee went the wrong direction, and he was upstairs that did this. So we had to put him on like a backboard because we couldn't bring the cot up and he couldn't walk down. So we had to put him on a backboard and slowly pass him down on a diagonal. It was nerve wracking. And then that's actually, Xavier's heard this before. That's my student accidentally overdosed that child with morphine on the way to the hospital. So I was like, yeah, you better hope he doesn't stop breathing, you little shit. Pay attention to what you're doing, you idiot. Okay, so anyway, I was a great teacher. We are going to do our recap here. He was my classmate, to be fair. We're going to do a recap here and we'll get started. The recap is pretty simple. You guys used some very interesting tactics to whoop ass last week, and I believe you inherited a new chair.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. That was amazing.
We didn't inherit or adopt anything. It was created by the grace of our Lord and Savior Tempest.
Right? Have you
This was the immaculate. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna call it.
immaculate
Chairception.
chairception? Ah! That's scary. Okay, so yeah, channed off the oak. All right, so we are going to pick up where you guys left off in the theater in case you had any more roleplay you wanted to know. We had to kind of end suddenly. Where we left off, you guys had just finished fighting all of Frozen Phoenix's assholes. And your chair is still around. I believe it lasts for an hour. So you still have the chair right now animated. Marcus had just texted that number, got the message back, and you guys checked outside to make sure civilians were okay. One of the civilians told you they saw things coming out of the turnstile, the doors, you know? I can't think of what they call it right now. They saw someone come out of it, but they didn't see them inside the building prior, so...
Would I be able to just kind of retroactively kind of like do a double take insight check to see if that might have been the Phoenix?
Yeah, that's fine.
I will not, because Bunkin believes this woman is in trouble.
And
Yeah.
This is like as you are as pretty much as I said, like, all right, yeah, go, you're safe, go away. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so you feel pretty damn confident that that was a bystander, just through mannerisms, through the shakiness of the voice. Like, if that was Frozen Phoenix, she is an incredible actress because you were very convinced that that was the truth. Thank you, Sarah. That was a good call. Okay, so you guys have found yourselves. I moved your tokens out just to make it a little easier to find yourselves if you needed to go somewhere. But you, I guess the music wouldn't be playing because it would just be Tempest. There we go.
Chair's
So
coming with me.
you have found yourselves and a chair. Oh, thank you. I did leave the chair over there. I think. In an empty theater now. It does still have this nonsense going.
Warning. Evacuation in progress. Leave the building. Warning.
But I'm not gonna keep that going because that's gonna drive me crazy.
Should we call the Golden Commander here, or should we let her know what's up?
Okay.
That might be the best course of action. I'll go ahead and let everybody else out front know that that things are settled in here.
Yes. I'll sorry, give me just a moment here. He finishes stuffing the rest of the shit into his bag. And he kind of holds up, like, the mermaid tail necklace. He's like, does anybody know which one of the creatures was wearing this? This is very odd.
Wait, where'd you find that?
It was just scattered. Oh, shit. It was just on the ground, but I'm hoping it didn't drop off to somebody when they fled. Doesn't it just seem odd? Here, take a look at this thing. Look,
Yeah,
there's a jewel, like, in the center of it, too. I don't... Actually, can anybody tell if it's magical?
I guess Tempest will take a look at. Do I have identify? I don't think I
I
do.
was gonna say Kira's gonna step forward and just, may I? And then identify. Is a spell, not a ritual.
Okay, noted. May I? Everybody stand still. Okay, so give me 1 second.
So it
We're
still
actually
takes a
gonna do
minute, but it's not 10. So
So here's what I will say, Kira. As you identify the item, you will hear something. It's rather than seeing it or having like information kind of pop into your head as you might expect, you will actually hear this. And you're fairly certain it's magical, but you're not sure what or why or how. Tempest, had you picked it up as well?
Tempest was about to take a look at it, then Kira kind of stepped in.
Okay.
Figured she'd probably be a better.
yeah,
I didn't touch it yet. No.
Kira's going to like jerk her hand away from it as if it burned her. Like it just kind of, her eyes go a little bit wide.
Oh. Shit, are you okay?
Well, it's magical.
Oh. Oh, great. What is it?
I don't know. It just kind of screamed at me.
I'm sorry. What? And Marcus just fucking lets it go. We ain't doing things
Can
that
I-
talk or yell or shout
Can I
or
catch it?
suggest anything.
Aegis will try to go ahead and
Catch
like
it?
catch it, by the rope
Yeah,
or
if you-
something as it's
If you
falling.
guys both want to give dexterity checks, Bonkin, if you pass, then you'll catch it because Aegis is much shorter than you, so you would have caught it first.
Fine.
Completely fair. Plus also 10-foot reach, just
Right.
with normal arms.
Yeah, it's a nat
Also,
20.
not 20.
I would say you
Oh
probably
yeah,
you probably
no.
can.
Zero
The
reflexes.
the only thing that I could do is tie that.
Right. Yeah. So Marcus drops it and is like, "Oh hell no." Bonkin, you catch it, and Marcus, you didn't hear that sound when you were holding it. Bonkin, you don't hear anything. Yeah, you're not entirely sure what to make of that.
Oh, careful. I know you hear any screaming. Maybe it's just an no offense, Miss Kira, maybe it's just an elf thing. I know you guys are very long ears.
Maybe it reacted when you're trying to identify it?
She's not an elf.
Oh, right.
Would
Kind of side eyes Marcus a little bit. Does not comment on that bit.
He's got a shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah, just side eyes. Just lets that one drop, and it's the. Yes, I kind of extended my. Yes, when I tried to identify it, and she still seems very shaken by it.
would Aegis have like any knowledge of what this could even be?
If you want to give me an Arcana check, we can see.
Oh, I guess does anyone else want to look at it while I'm ordering it?
Absolutely
I suppose I'll
not.
take a look at it. Yeah.
All right. And he'll just kind of hold it out if anyone wants to take it.
Marcus like, oh fuck no. Yeah. So Aegis. We're just laughing at Marcus's reaction. Sorry. Aegis. So you're not exactly sure what it is. The fact that it kind of screamed at Kira as opposed to like giving her information like you would typically get tells you that you guys are probably right. It was probably kind of a reaction to being identified. You're not entirely sure what type of item that would be or what type of items do that, but you're fairly confident that that's what brought that on. Does anyone need a refresher of that sound?
No, I'm
No, I
good.
think we're good.
No.
I think I got
It's
that
just
one
glaring at
locked
me.
upstairs.
All that reminds me of is the fucking seagulls outside my window. Which I
Welcome
had
to
chase-
England, asshole.
I had to chase away earlier because I'm growing like this tiny chili plant, so they know there's seeds in my windowsill, and they tap on my window every now and then. I have to chase them away.
Oh my god. How absurd is that?
They attack people if they walk out of shops just to get the food.
That's the red-winged blackbirds that we used to deal with.
Oh,
Fucking
fuck
hate these
those
things.
Okay,
So I guess Tempest would like to just take a close look at the gem itself. You said that it was a shape of a dolphin, just the tail or the whole
it's shape of a mermaid tail. Here,
mermaid tail?
actually, here I have a picture I can share with y'all.
Yeah, and I guess when Tempest is done
Just
looking
with
at it, I guess Wonka's gonna try and figure out what made Kira freak out because he didn't hear
That's
anything.
what it looks like.
Ooh, very pretty.
Very pretty indeed.
It's pretty. I hate it.
Tempest, you
Mine
can
now.
give me an Arcana check if you want.
Sure. Hey, dirty
Okay.
20.
Tempest, with that, as you kind of like lean in and you're looking at it, really focusing on it, you actually, only Tempest hears this.
I mean, that doesn't sound like screaming to me. I suppose that's, I guess, personal taste, I suppose. It sounds really quite nice. Do I recognize that tune?
What are you talking about? Can I like put it up to my ear?
Yeah, you don't hear anything, Bumpkin.
I don't hear nothing.
So, in response to Tempest saying that, I'm going to reach into my pouch and pull out one of my little, like, one of the little ball bearings that I have specifically for this, and I am going to use my magical tinkering to just have it kind of emit that same sound that I heard.
You're having the ball bearing do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Because if he's gonna say that shit sounded nice, they are gonna have to suffer the same way I did.
So first, Tempest, to answer your question, you don't know the song, but you feel like you know that song. It makes you think like home almost. You don't know it. You can't sing along with it, but it seems very familiar. And you all hear this after Kira does her thing.
Turn the sound way down.
Ah! Fuck! Shut it off!
Oh, jeez. Give us a
And
warning.
he will
Tempest.
stop it and look at Tempest.
Sound
I'm
the
sorry,
guys
mate.
back me home.
No, it definitely did not sound like that.
I was hoping not.
I still
Yeah.
don't hear anything.
I've never had an object do that when I've tried to look into it to see what comprises it. I've never had something react that way.
Well, and I'm gonna put it on.
You put it on.
Yeah.
Bunkin, you were still holding it, but Tempest was looking at it, right? Tempest wasn't holding it anymore. Or
No.
Yeah, he was just kind of like
Okay.
holding it in his hand a little bit.
Yeah, and I
still
moved it
in
to my ear and I couldn't hear anything, so I'm like, these people must just be crazy.
Yeah, so Bonkin puts the necklace on.
Yeah, looks nice on you. If a little small.
Marcus expects his head to detonate, so he's just waiting for it, and he kind of winces.
Anything happen?
No? You put the necklace on.
I don't feel any different.
That's probably good. Why don't you take it off and we can ask the Golden Commander about it?
Yes, Bonkin. We need somebody that can go ahead and hopefully get a bit of a better understanding of what we're dealing with that thing.
So why don't you take it off and we'll hold on to it and get it to the commander without any of the rest of us touching it if we can avoid that.
Yeah, alright. I guess I'll carry it.
Do you mind if
It
do
doesn't
you mind
seem
if
to
I
work on
carry?
me, I guess.
Do you mind if
Why
I
don't-
carry it though?
Why
Bonkin?
don't we ask Min to, since she doesn't have a mind that can be affected by magic like the rest of us do?
Whoa, wait, see, this is exactly what I was afraid of. Now you're saying that thing is possessing somebody?
Oh, I don't feel any different.
Well, would you though?
That's the thing, though. We know it's a magic item. Some, like the ring that Kira made me, ends up requiring a bit of time to become attuned to it.
Candace, I'm not gonna touch that fucking thing, but I'm just gonna stare at it real close while it's around Bonkin's neck.
You want to give me an Arcana check to see if you get a 20?
I mean, bet you I don't, but no, I can't even pull off a 10.
You don't have to play
Yeah.
the thing.
You no, I won't.
God, no, I didn't touch it.
No,
I didn't
no.
touch that shit.
Even just looking at, I mean, it looks pretty. You know, it's a nice looking necklace. The only time you've heard a sound pertaining to it is the one that Kira was saying she heard. So, and she played that. The necklace didn't.
Okay.
What else did we find? We found some poetry, some papers.
Oh, these are terrible. Marcus opens the side pouch of his backpack and pulls like 3 scraps of paper. He opens one and he says, "Every time I see your face, it reminds me of you. That's awful." Second piece of paper. "Flowers are green, chicken and steak. You're the hottest mistake I've ever seen." What? Who? I can't even read the third one. Here, Master Tempest, you do it.
If love be love be love, let love be love. Your kiss is like a strawberry meringue. If you are the land and I your winter, or I'm sorry, if I you are the hand and I your winter glove, you are the song the singing singer sang.
I think we need to find this individual immediately and pay their way
It's like-
through school.
Sounds like
No.
breakup poetry. What is this?
This is
Not to-
awful.
Not to be
Does
a
this
bit, I don't like being mean, but I think me daughter can write much better than that.
does any of that
I
sound
got to
seem
be
familiar
honest.
like a song?
No, not really. It does sound like a bunch of nonsense. It sounds like somebody was trying to, and actually, Marcus, you would remember you found these like on stage. So it sounds like possibly somebody was trying to make it big at some point, and they thought maybe trying to perform some of this or present it in the theater was a good idea.
Oh, so maybe not from the attackers, but from elsewhere. Yeah.
Quite possibly, yeah. That's-
Oh boy.
Well, I think if they keep practicing, they might get better. I hope so.
Oh, he's so nice.
I think this person should maybe take up cooking or golf.
Well, it
Hobby.
kind of maybe it sounds better with musical accompaniment. You know, I mean, like a lot of lyrics you hear don't make a whole lot of sense on paper. Then you sing it out loud, and okay, still nonsensical, but no, it sounds a little better.
I'm sorry.
Tip-
I think we should be fretting less about the poetry at the moment and more about the screaming, singing necklace that Bonkin is still wearing.
Yes.
I would have to agree.
So I have a thought on this. Mistress Kira heard it scream. Master Tempest heard you say it's not a scream, it was
It
singing?
was, yeah, it was beautiful music, and it made me feel nice.
So, it sounds to me like perhaps this necklace has a preference for somebody in particular. If it can control somebody, let's say it's sentient and cursed, just like I'm pretty sure there's a virus in my headset now, do we really think that Master Bonkin, and I mean no offense, Master Bonkin, but do we really think you're the best suited for mental defense if this thing decides it's going to take over?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure, but my teaching is always to try and stay calm and, focus.
Stay calm and focused, right, understood. Marcus
keep
has a
your brain
flashback
calm.
to Bonkin ripping a water elemental in half and, like, smashing a mephit with, a double-fisted hammer.
And always control your anger.
Oh,
That's
yes.
a big one.
No, yes, wonderful. You are a master of controlling your anger, Master Bonkin.
Cue to like a while ago where he just like punched a golden commander statue into the air and then slammed it down.
I love that we're already doing like flashback reels.
It's World
Early in the
Session
montage.
Oh lord.
Candace, I sent you a message.
Thank you.
I do mean it seriously, though. I mean, look, if we received an item in our plane of existence that we knew for a fact was cursed and was going to try to, with 100% guarantee, take over the mind of the individual who's wielding it, wouldn't we want the person who it was at least trying to be decent to? If it was singing with Master Tempest, just let him put it in his pocket. He doesn't have to wear it on the way back. God forbid it makes his head explode. I don't know why I'm so infatuated with this head exploding thing, but I'm really waiting for it.
I mean,
Kenneth, do I feel any different?
Nah, you have a necklace on, you might feel a little prettier.
I don't really feel any different. Except, I maybe feel a bit prettier.
It reminds
you
me
are
of
very
the
pretty, Master
stories-
Balkan.
It reminds me of the stories of the sirens.
Sirens. Candace, does that ring a bell?
Everybody give me a history
Yeah.
check.
It's like, I think this is the first time he's heard that. Well, we'll see. You said history?
History, please. Yes.
Oh, he's very tired right now. That was a tough fight. He's pretty tapped. His brain is offline.
Yeah, so Aegis, you'll know the same as Kira. You know that they existed, sirens existed in your time, and that they sang a beautiful song. There were some, like, the children's stories that are told to, like, scare kids. Some of those kind of existed around sirens, but there was no solid evidence that they actually did anything harmful. But, you are aware that they did exist during your time.
Noted.
That's strange. I never heard of these siren things.
They.
Aren't they the things that that some of the cars around here have? They make those funny sounds. I
Well,
believe
that's the same name, but
someone called them
no.
sirens.
No, a siren is a being that likes to sing. It's old, for the most part. It's a old childhood legend, basically. You go ahead and tell the kids that you need to go ahead and watch out if they start hearing the singing of a siren dragging you into the waters to kill you.
Well,
If that's what you teach, that's what your people teach your children?
Oh,
That
that's
should be
been
right.
for hundreds of years.
Right.
Probably more.
I've
Well, in
heard the
that-
tales too.
But in that case, didn't it sing for Mr. Tempest?
It means that it wants
Yeah.
him.
I think I'm gonna keep this one.
I disagree with that.
But I'll take it
It
off
might-
at least.
It might try to
anybody-
turn you if it's actually cursed, like you say, right? If it doesn't like you,
Honestly-
it might try to make you do something you don't want to do.
Right, then maybe we'll give it to Miss Kira, because it didn't like her.
That's what I was thinking.
So she's going to turn and say, Min, would you? In Elven. And Min's going to pad over and like stretch up her neck to try and take it from Lucy. Or from Bunkin. Sorry.
He'll kind of just reach down and give it to Min.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're putting it on Min's neck then?
Nope, I'm just gonna let Min hold it. In
Okay.
her mouth.
Oh,
at
in
the
her
moment.
mouth. Okay.
Yeah, so it
Okay.
can be very quickly dropped.
All right. Noted.
I don't like how you said noted.
All right,
Well.
so shall we be heading back then?
Yes. I'll send a message to the driver and Master Tempest. Could you message the Golden Commander and just have her meet us back in our flat?
Do we want to
Yeah,
take
I'll let her
one
know.
last? Do we want to take one last look around, see if we can find anything? Like we talked to some woman. They said they saw the smoke monsters come from a spinny door.
Yeah, just across the street from the back door of the theater here.
We didn't check inside because I was more worried about.
Well, the cleanup team will be here shortly, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe we should just pass that information on to them and see, and maybe just note it for ourselves, so that way we can discuss it with the Golden Commander and maybe do more investigatory work. I mean, if a gate or a portal or something was there, the residual energy should be able to be detected, I would assume. Plus, if it's gone anyways, what good does it do us to walk into an empty room and assume?
All right.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let the people know that it's okay to come back in at least. And Aegis will start walking on up to the front to let everybody know that.
I think they kind of left already, Mr. Aegis.
And we want the cleanup crew to come in first.
Just let them know there's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
water damage. Yeah.
That's a fair point. We probably shouldn't have the general riffraff in until our people get here.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
And Candace, I was able to do mending on what damage we did cause, correct? I did that last time?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes,
We
you
are
did.
not
And,
losing any structural damage.
Yeah, so just as a note, with all of the encounters you guys have been in, you've been really good about not really having too much collateral damage. You've had no civilians get harmed. The stage was probably the worst part just now.
Sorry.
Tempest.
With the shatter. But that got fixed pretty much completely from Kira. And then the chair got booped. So it's good too.
Our worst crime so far is stealing a chair.
Yeah.
No idea what happened to that chair. Damnedest thing just disappeared. As Tempest is walking, like sitting on it as it's like walking along.
Yeah.
Like a wheelchair, only not wheeled.
Right.
Candace, I'll shoot a text message to the driver and say, need you here ASAP.
Perfect. Okay. So, not to, pretty much right on time as always, Zachary pulls up in the unmarked extended black SUV. He sees that you are walking out with a chair. Are you letting the chair walk with you, or are you carrying it?
I mean, for the remainder of its existence, I'll let it carry me.
Scared me.
And then eventually, just kind of tuck it up under my arm.
Okay, so he'll pop out of the SUV, go in the back, open the back so you can put the chair in there if you want, and then.
Yeah, he'll do that very gingerly. Is like, you did good, buddy. Get some rest.
And Zachary's like, okay, and he closes the thing. And
This isn't the weirdest thing you've seen today, Zachary. Come on.
So
He's not wrong.
I want to ask this because I don't remember if we ended up talking about it or not. Is this like a standard, just like metal folding chair, or is this more like a formal, actual choir concert?
Yeah, it's a formal
type chair.
Wooden chair. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure of that.
Fold?
Yeah, I was wanting to make sure of that because if Tempest just got a WWE folding chair, this was about to get great.
No, it's kind of like if you think of like a dining room chair or a kitchen chair.
Okay.
But it's finely crafted. It's finely crafted. It's got
that
nice...
just makes the name Chandolph the Oak that much more accurate.
It does. Actually, hold on. I don't have the chair in quarters. Okay. All right, let me move you guys over. So he drives you guys back. There's no incident. As you're leaving, just as always, the investigation crew shows up, and he gets you guys back to quarters.
I'm keeping an eye on Min to make sure that she still has it, doesn't drop it, but none of us touch it.
Okay.
I mean, would you mind if I just kind of took another look at it? Just, just a little peek at it. It's really nice. It makes
Her
you feel
voice-
nice.
Her voice goes a little bit hard. I would mind, Tempest.
Marcus whispers back to Tempest, "If it makes you feel any better, I'm on your side."
Okay, all right, fine. We should, yeah, you're right. We should vet these things before we just start playing with them, right?
I will say, if luck is on our side, while I have heard those stories plenty of times about the sirens, at least I haven't seen anything that can actually say for sure that that's what they do. I know they exist, just not so sure if they're outright evil or if only some of them are and it gives them a bad rep. But like you said, we have to vet these things first. Last thing we need is one of our own getting messed up in the head.
I would caution against ever assuming that all of anything are innately evil. However, it screamed to one and sang to another, and it's definitely magic.
So we decided to give it to Murder Mittens instead of the one it sang to. Understood. All right, Zachary, back to the headquarters.
Yeah, so he quietly, he does not comment on anything, and you guys can see, like, as you guys converse in the car, pretty much every time this happens, his eyes are doing this, like, into the rearview mirror. Like, he's trying not to eavesdrop, but you guys are all in the same car. So he drives you guys to headquarters, drops you off. He gets out and opens the back of the SUV, but does not touch the chair because you had whispered so gingerly to it.
I got him. Thank you.
Yep, of course.
This chair saved a lot of lives.
Marcus goes to get out of the front seat, and he leans down and he goes, "He's not joking. That chair is definitely the MVP of our group." He shuts the door, and then he peeks down in the window. "By the way, thank you."
Thank you. And he means that very sincerely. You can tell with the tone of it, inflection of his voice. Okay, and then Tempest, you had texted the Golden Commander, right?
Yeah, just before we left, just let her know what we found on site. Particularly, I definitely want to mention the rook. Right, it was a rook.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was a rook.
Yeah, rook and the necklace and the poetry, but that doesn't have anything. That seems unrelated, maybe. But I'll still mention it to her.
Okay. Okay, you guys you're not home, excuse me, home for too terribly long, when the elevator dings, and, she shows up, she always looks pretty collected. She looks like a little, give me an insight check, everybody.
Ooh, insight. Oh, actually, well, nah, I'll take a 17.
Bonkin, she seems the same as always to you. She's always confident and knows what the hell she's doing, and but for everybody else, she does seem like she's walking a little taller. She just seems a little more put together than you guys have seen her in the past. Kind of like, when somebody has hit their stride doing a job. It seems like she's just walking more confidently.
Having a good day,
You look
Commander?
spry. Oh, sorry.
What did
Say
you
it
say?
pretty much it's the same.
Okay.
I said, having a good day, Commander? Pretty much the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said looking pretty spry.
Yeah, she kind of nods to both of you. Yeah, I got a really good night of sleep yesterday, and today's just been a great day, and you guys somehow managed to get through that entire thing without a single civilian being injured, and I was told they didn't see any damage there in the theater, which is amazing. The owner is he really loves that theater.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear, Golden Commander. We are the good guys, so this is what we do. If you wouldn't
This has
mind,
great acoustics too. I'm glad that nothing was ruined in there. By the way,
it was beautiful. The performance was great until it was crashed. We have a few things that we should probably discuss.
Okay.
One of them, actually, Kira, would you mind if I forwarded this to you? I can't open this video on my headset to allow
Forwarded.
everyone to watch.
Of course.
Thank you. And then he's gonna just kind of like forward the text message to her.
Okay. So
We found this piece of paper, and he's gonna kind of toss it onto the table, down to the commander. And it sent us what Kira is going to show you. We have not seen this yet, and I did not want to play it on my headset in case it was some sort of cursed entity. I'm very wary of things. He glances down. Is Min still holding that fucking necklace?
Kira
Oh,
would
sure.
not have directed Min to set it down anywhere because that would have meant it would have been out of her sight.
That's why he's just keeping an eye on it. That's all.
So is
Yeah, he
Kira.
glances down and he's like, okay. Yes, so...
Yeah, he's also been strangely fixated on Ed's blowing up.
Okay, so Kira, Marcus forwards you the video message.
Yep, she's not playing it yet until we make sure that everything's handled.
Okay.
Oh, that's strange. Is this a video?
Exactly why I didn't open it on my device.
Yeah.
And so we can send it to the Golden Commander if we'd rather it trash her shit.
You can if you'd like to.
I guess if you want to use mine, it's fine. I don't know how it works anyway.
Yours is
Or
already
mine.
Either way, so sometimes people will do things like this for marketing purposes to like get their name out there. So it's possible that this could be an ad for a business.
Can you scroll down on stream so we can see?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
From what I hear, Golden Commander, it's kind of doubtful. Just
Okay.
based on the circumstances of how it came to Marcus.
Okay. Well, if you are concerned about your device, you can feel free to text it to me, and we can all watch it online.
I am fairly certain that if something happens to this device, we would be able to get a replacement.
Quite easily.
Wonderful. She's going to turn to Min and tell Min to stay in Elven, of course, and Min will sit and stay, and then she's going to go forward a little bit so that we can all see it. And she will phone full screen, because she knows her tech,
Okay.
and then make sure the volume's on and press play.
Okay.
Yep.
Give
Marcus
me-
is gonna put his headset on, by the way, and get all of his shit going just in case this gets weird.
Okay.
Yep.
Lonkin
Yeah, she's
leans
got-
in awkwardly close.
Give me
Yeah,
1 second.
She is going to have her hand hovering over that power button, though, just in case. Just
Okay.
in case she has to force reset.
Yep. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the way that I want to do this, so that everybody sees it all at once, I'm going to stream it in Discord for you guys and put that on my screen so that everybody on stream can see it too. So give me 1 second.
For too long.
Okay, while that happens, I'm gonna go check on my food again. Real
Okay.
quick.
You know what? Let's just do it this way.
For too long.
Don't start.
Those of us who are
the way. Okay. All right. So.
For too long.
Stop it. Yeah. Yeah, it's raining like crazy here. Alright, so let me share.
sounds like that's going to be the front of the foot of snow we're going to get over here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
We
I
were,
literally, right before stream, I was like, holy shit, the upper northeast is about to get hammered with snow.
Yep.
And it's coming from this storm. We just have like the next 48 hours of fucking thunderstorms and downpouring rain.
was like 60 degrees yesterday too.
Right? This is a weird one, man. This year's been odd so far.
All right, I'm gonna wait for Lucy to get back before I start this because I don't want to miss anything. But stop it! I know. I know. Sarah's laughing at me because I kept telling my computer to stop it. It kept auto playing, and I was like, "Stop it! Stop it!" Hey Rose, how's it going?
I just imagine it starting up and being like, fucking Michael Scott. We love you long, Tim.
Tim, who's Tim? Long Tim?
Bob.
You ruined good joke. Oh god.
Oh, you kill me. That is too fucking funny.
Hopefully Lucy's food is ready. I hate when I go to grab food and it's not ready. That never happens to me because Xavier does all the cooking and grabs all the
There he is. Put your fucking headset on. Look at that. He's got a whole. He's got a
Is it
whole
ribs?
ass rack of ribs.
What the fuck? Is that an entire rack of ribs on a
I think
pan?
that's an entire... Is that ribs?
Or is that a pizza?
Or brownies? That's
No.
ribs.
Those are ribs. Those are definitely ribs.
Yeah, those are ribs.
He's going
College
full
kid
bonkin'.
living big, man. Ribs in college? Are you fucking kidding me?
Full on bonkin'.
Maybe like spare ribs or like from like
Maybe
the,
rib-flavored
the
ramen.
shitty fatty. Yeah.
It's like some fucking 43-year-old, fucking heifer that you got.
It's the frozen
terrible.
McRibs. That's all.
Like, how did this cow live so fucking long? It's all that fat on her ass, baby.
Alright, okay.
Kept her moving.
Alright, guys, jump in to...
Okay, this is on Discord?
Discord. Yep, I'm streaming it in Discord right now in our voice channel. If you can jump into it, let me know when you guys are in there.
I am already creeped the fuck out.
I'm seeing
I
a
am
silhouette.
too.
Right?
Yep,
I
silhouette.
wasn't
yeah.
ready for Attack on Titan.
Okay, is
Like, we
everyone
can't
seeing
handle
it?
this. We're gonna need a few more levels. Yep.
Alright, here we go. Let me stop this music real quick, actually. And then for the stream, we're gonna go... Alright. Ready?
Those of us who are different have been misunderstood and mistreated. Even some amongst the divergent population cast out their own kind, not caring whether or not we have somewhere to go. The injustices against the divergent must cease, and changes must take place starting today, starting here and now. You have the opportunity to be a part of something bigger, worldwide acceptance. I'd like to meet with you. I'll be at the diner on 24th and Euclid on the 7th at 8:30 p.m. I'll buy you dinner, but let's leave the Alpha League out of it. They'll just muddy up our conversation. If you bring them, we won't talk. See you then.
What in the actual fuck? Maybe we shouldn't have brought this to the Golden. Whoops. Oh. Yeah, so Marcus immediately goes, "Oh. Golden Commander, I'm so sorry. I don't think you were meant to hear that."
I'm assuming she assumed you would tell me. That's interesting.
If I may be so bold, are you potentially thinking what I'm thinking, Commander?
That depends on if you're thinking about going to dinner with her or not.
I mean, she says she's paying.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I actually do want to speak with her.
I have a very terrible feeling about that.
So what does she? What does she? What does she
What did you
mean?
call it?
I think her idea is that she wants to try and talk with at least one of us, hopefully just one of us, to try and get us to come over to her group.
That's
Well, I'm
kind
concerned about the divergent thing she was talking about. Is there? I'm not sure if I've heard this spoken.
Is that a thing? Is that what they call themselves? Is that what people in your day and age who do what we do are called?
So there are people who use that phrase for those who are gifted. Typically, it's not used as an endearing term. It's used It's not even as an insult. It's just for people who can't understand those of us that are able to do more. There was a divide when, I mean, magic and abilities have always been around, but when it became a little more prevalent and when groups started to be formed, such as Alpha League and the Watchdogs and those kinds of groups, obviously the villainous groups were created as well. At that time, the villainous groups they acted more like gangs, where they were just kind of fighting each other for dominance, and unfortunately, it put a bad taste in people's mouths about those of us with powers because we all got lumped in. I'd say it's, there's more people without powers these days than with. And so for those who are not willing to accept those changes or those, because, you're not always born with it. Sometimes you happen upon it, something happens and you realize you have the power. A lot of times we kind of got, some got shunned by their families, their friends, their neighborhoods. It's not as common anymore, but it does still happen.
All right, but what, I mean, like, where does the divergent name fall into this piece of the, like, where in the puzzle does this exist exactly?
Well, the fact that she's using the phrase tells me it's probably used against her at some point, and knowing.
So it's a slur.
Yes. Again, it's not used as often as it once was, and I don't believe it was meant as a slur when it was first used, but if you're hearing it now, it's either from someone who has lived their life as a divergent as opposed to being a part of a group like Alpha League or even one of the villainous groups. And they weren't typically, and again, what we know about her history, it doesn't sound like she was accepted. When I believe what we found out was when her parents found out that she had powers, she was put up for adoption.
I think it's vitally important that we talk to her then, isn't it?
It does seem that way.
I would have to agree, yeah.
Right, but what's our objective? We can't just walk in there for a conversation to see where it goes. What do we intend? I mean, we've been slaughtering all of her summoned creatures for, what, better part of a month now?
Well, if she's trying to recruit us, maybe we try to recruit her? Right? I mean,
but if she was turned away by supergroups in the past, there's no way that she is going to have. She's not coming to be a lapdog for the Alpha League. I guarantee you, that's the way she's thinking. That's what I took out of that message.
I could see that. I could see that. The ideal outcome would be what Tempest suggested. I mean, how wonderful would it be to be able to take someone who was cast out and bring them back into a society where they're accepted and can do good. I don't know that will happen.
That doesn't just happen during a day.
I'm not saying like maybe like get her like actually like as part of our team or anything like that. I'm just saying like, I don't know, let her know that she's not alone here. She's not right. I mean, like in my perspective of this world, like it doesn't seem as, I'm sure there are some places, but it doesn't seem as, discriminatory against people who have our abilities anymore. And she seems to have blocked that out in her perspective. Am I misjudging the situation here?
She did say she wanted to, I guess, create a new world or something like that. Peace for everyone.
That's exactly what has me worried.
I have a little bit of experience with that kind of thing.
With diplomacy, Master Balkan?
No, with revolution, I guess, as it's called.
Oh, God. You see Marcus become, like, panicked.
I told you a bit of the story, Mr. Marcus, a while ago. But I don't think the way she's going about this is right. And I don't think... Well, if she's anything like I was in me group, then I'm afraid we're gonna have to... We might have to. I'm hoping we don't have to, but we might have to pummel it into...
She would find a way out of it.
She could teleport anyway, right? I mean, but
I don't mean now.
Why not just reason with her, right? I mean, tell her.
Oh no, yeah, I want to talk with her first. She seems a lot smarter than I was, so still smarter than I am.
I think a
Last case scenario, maybe we have to pummel her. I hope that doesn't lead to that, but
I also don't hope so. But sometimes you just have to.
I think a conversation. She moves over and goes to sit in this chair. She
I'm
stops.
sorry, Commander. That's the special chair. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. The special.
Oh, you can shit. Yeah, I'm okay. I can stand.
She just
Yeah.
moves the chair like behind her a little. I'm fine. I was just moving.
Marcus points to this open chair that he's been
Yeah,
pointing
sorry.
at this whole time and says, "I stood so you can sit." Go.
Yeah, I'm also
Thank you.
I'm also sitting in the wrong chair here. Let me just here. Okay, we're all good now.
That's Chandolph the Oak.
Oh. I see.
He helped
It's a
Ted
long
out
story.
in our last mission.
He's my best friend now.
Okay.
So
a conversation's probably not a bad idea. I don't know if we want to send in onesies and twosies just because she is unpredictable. It's possible she truly just wants to have a conversation. Maybe she does want to try to recruit you. Maybe she's interested in joining Alpha League.
There is the fingers crossed for it.
Yeah. I'm not counting on that. But I do think, based on her style, if she's truly planning to be somewhere, she's got a way out. So if that's the case, I would assume that she's not planning on violence, but she seems to wake up and choose violence daily, so.
well,
If that's the case,
if it don't bother you all, I would like to go. If anyone else wants to come with, that's fine. But I would like to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be best if maybe all of us go. Hey,
well, except
yeah.
for you. Sorry, Miss Leona,
Well,
but she did say
yeah.
no.
That's
I mean,
fine.
it's strange. I guess it is strange she didn't consider us the Alpha League, even though we are.
I think it's
kind
hopeful
of.
thinking, to be honest.
Yeah.
If she truly is trying to recruit you, that could be it. Maybe she's trying to plant a seed now, to try to turn you against it. I honestly have no idea. As I said before, I'm not personally familiar with her. I haven't fought her. You have had more experience with her than I have. We are still trying to do more research on her. We need to find out her true identity to really get good information, but we've got feelers out there and hopefully we'll have more soon.
What, really quickly, what information do we have? Like any that I could actually look over?
Oh, you mean like
paperwork, documentation, anything from her order?
Sure. So, like I said, a lot of what we're going off of right now is word on the street. Once we can determine her actual, which might even be part of what you can help with, once we can determine her actual identity, we'll be able to have all of that. We'd be able to get all of her records, everything. But obviously, not really knowing who she is makes it a little difficult. As I said, the word on the street is she had a very hard time once her powers were recognized. She was put up for adoption. Bounced around in various foster homes, and from what I understand, dropped out of high school, but I can't say that with certainty at this point.
Question. Do you guys still have a paper person?
A paper person?
Like somebody to... No, like... how do I explain it?
A printer?
No, like...
A printing press?
Somebody to keep track of the records of different things.
Oh, like a historian?
Yes, like a historian.
Yeah, I mean, we have libraries. We don't have a single person that handles that, but we've got libraries. And the internet.
How hard would it be to use that library to cross-reference things? We know she uses ice. We know she was put up for adoption. We know she dropped out of high school. That still leaves us with a large amount, but it narrows it down a lot more.
It does. It does. I mean, that's not a bad idea. We only have 2 days until she wants to meet with you, so I don't know how much we'd be able to do in that time. But we could certainly try to start digging. Again, it really just depends on finding the right person. So it's not for lack of effort, by the way. Our research team has been. Tempest, I'm pretty sure you got more out of that prisoner than we did. He legitimately didn't seem to know very much, and I think she does that on purpose with the sentient ones. Obviously, she's not going to speak with the ones who aren't.
Well, you'd be crazy to think that I wouldn't be accompanying anybody who wanted to go speak with this woman, so it only takes one of you to say you're going to guarantee I'll be there.
And I would be going.
And honestly, unless she's been really holding back, I feel like we've been able to, defend ourselves pretty well against everything she's thrown at us so far. So I think not having Alpha League nearby we'd be okay.
And we won't. You all know how to handle yourselves. You prove that each and every time. So we won't interfere unless we get a text or a call from one of you stating we need to.
Trust me, we'll be fine. I'm truly not afraid of this woman. I'm worried about her intention, but not because I'm afraid myself or anybody here is going to get seriously injured. It's because the general public seems to be an easy target for her, so...
Right.
Yeah, more worried about what she would do if we didn't meet her than otherwise.
Exactly.
I don't think the public is a big problem, honestly. Not with her. Think about it. The first time that she attacked was right out front of headquarters.
She doesn't care about collateral damage, no.
No, collateral damage she doesn't mind. But think about it. She let us know when they were nearby because she knew we would feel the air getting colder. Somebody would. She already knew and was planning for everybody to be out of there before that fight even started.
Oh, so you think she's trying to keep people safe?
She's masterminding all of this. I think to see which ones of us she may want to actually bring in and which ones could be useful but may not.
That is a very intense conspiracy theory, Master Aegis, and I hope that's not the case, but
I have to
it's
look
possible.
at both sides of the coin. If I'm going to look at the possibility that she wants to meet up and potentially join Alpha League, I have to look at the other side of that coin too. And that's it. This is all just a game to her, and she is the mastermind.
I mean, she has been giving us chess pieces, so it literally is a game to her in that perspective. Yeah.
That's right. What was the piece this time?
Marcus has it, I believe.
Yeah, Marcus will open his side pouch and pull it out, toss it on the table. It's a rook. So at this point, we have gathered a rook, a pawn, and 2 tarot cards. I don't know if she's the one. Oh no, we've determined that it was the maniacal monarch who's leaving the fucking cards.
Right.
Because one supervillain wasn't enough for us, we needed multiple to be fucking with us.
Yeah, welcome to Alpha League. So the other one was a pawn. So I'm wondering if there's meanings behind. Is anybody familiar? I honestly, I am very. When it comes to chess, I haven't played very much. Is anybody familiar with the different like meanings behind or the what they do.
Would that be like a history check or something?
Yeah. So if anybody's wanting to try, let's do history.
Sorry, that was me jumping the gun early.
No, you're good. Yeah, history is fine. That's history is good. Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. All right.
Marcus just
It
kind
was
of
definitely cocked on my screen.
Yeah, so Kira, Tempest, and Bonkin, you are familiar with the fact that the rook symbolizes a chariot. It symbolizes like movement. It symbolizes mobility.
Well,
And Aegis, you're not sure.
Yeah, I got a 9. I'm just gonna sit here.
me teacher, said that well, he liked using this piece and it moved around a lot, all the time. It's very annoying. In fact, I think he beat me with just that piece one time. But he said it's the symbol of movement or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I can't imagine how this attack involves movement, though. Maybe musical movements, but I don't think that's what she was going for.
Maybe it's just kind of guessing, because in me squad, one of me gang, I guess it would be better called, one of me leaders' favorite lines was, "It's all moving forward." Maybe it's a plans that's moving forward.
Can I want to try to read Bonkin, and what I'm trying to pick up here is he way smarter than he's letting on and playing dumb?
Okay, go ahead and give an insight check.
Because that was fucking genius. 19.
I've got a 9 intelligence.
Yeah, so
that's all wisdom, baby.
I was gonna say, you've seen him in his wisest moments. With a 19, you're fully aware he is very wise. He's clearly told the truth about his age and what, the experiences he's had. You've also seen him in some really stupid moments, so you're pretty confident this is not an intelligence based thing. It truly is from experience and its wisdom.
Cuts to the time where he said, "I'm going right," then jumped across.
We were talking about that earlier today.
Marcus, he just lets it go. He's just like, wow, okay. He's just a genuine, nice idiot.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to insight, and this is the only way I can think of to describe it, but like insight the rook piece? What might that symbolize if I was in her shoes? I set up this attack this way. Basically, I'm doing like the Criminal Minds type of deal.
So, because you're not a villain, you can do the insight check, but I want you to do it at disadvantage.
That's a fucking good point right there.
Thank you.
Low roll was still a 10, baby.
That's pretty good. Okay. So, thinking back on everything that you've picked up on her, and then Aegis, especially since you went to that bar and you kind of got the skinny on the theater issue, you're pretty sure that you guys are onto something. Like, it's moving forward. You don't know exactly what's moving forward, but you feel like her leaving the rook for you guys to find was definitely purposeful and was to send the message of movement. You're really confident in that.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure what, but something feels off.
Well, yes, of course it feels off, Master Bonkin.
first
This is
standing on
ridiculous. So what do we do with this knowledge? He kind of looks at Kira, switches to Elvish, and just says, "Are you interested in going and having a conversation with this woman, or what are your thoughts?"
Also in Elven, um, I think it would be a bad idea for any of us to go alone or to separate in a moment like this. I would also hesitate before having all of us in a known place and time. It seems a prime time for an ambush if something were to not go according to her plan, but I think it's the best chance we've got to learn anything.
Agreed. Good.
I also think that if we all just ended up rolling into this little, what was it, a diner? The 5 of us walking in to talk to one person does not look exactly all that great.
That's what she requested, though. Wasn't it? I mean, she asked us to meet her.
Yes, but it was also only sent to one person, whoever texted.
It was on a note.
Oh, yeah, I found it on a piece of paper. I'm sorry. I don't remember where I put that. Who did I give that to? I think oh, it's on the table here. Yes. See, I just found that piece of paper. I punched the number in and didn't send it a message, and it sent me that file. I freaked out and said we needed to wait until we met with the Golden Commander because I didn't want to destroy my technology. And then it was that.
So Kira's going to speak in common this time. If we go together, we show that we are united. If we separate, we show that we have vulnerabilities that can be exploited. If she's wanting to speak to one of us, she should be willing to speak to all of us.
Do we know anything about this diner as well? Like, is it a busy place? Is it well known? Is it there a ton of customers?
It's fairly well known. It's a 1920s based diner, so it's that doesn't tell you anything.
1920s.
So there are different eras that people like to kind of encapsulate by creating diners or museums or experiences that kind of bring you back there. So it's going to feel, man, it might be a little weird for you guys, but it's going to feel like you're stepping almost into a different time to an extent. The music will be different.
Oh, no, trust me. I think we're quite acquainted to that.
I know,
Golden
but
Commander.
I feel
yes,
terrible that you're gonna go to a restaurant that's themed this way. But it is actually one of my favorite places to go. The atmosphere is nice. It is fairly busy, which is probably why she wanted to meet you there, because it's well, I don't know. I can't speak for this woman. I don't know anything about her. I can tell you that if I was trying to meet with a group of people that had been fighting my team, I'd want to do it somewhere public where they couldn't just outright attack me, or if they did, at least there would be witnesses.
Well, maybe we don't think just too much into it. Maybe we just go into it with an open mind, because I think if we go in there with something preconceived, it may work against us if we're really trying for something. Maybe she has some crazy information about her not being the real threat, and maybe there's some other... I mean, look, you all know how diabolical, crazed liches and evil necromancers worked in our time. I'm sure it's the same thing here, right?
I mean, no, but I've seen a few movies here.
Duncan shakes his head.
You don't... Oh, God. We really need to get you out and experienced. Lich? Oh, liches are terrible. It's like a mummy.
What's a mummy?
Oh, my goodness.
You have some movies you could watch, Bonkin.
Oh yeah, Bonkin, you and I will have a movie marathon. I found a couple really good ones about mummies.
Oh Lord.
Right.
It's called The Mummy.
One last question,
Well,
I guess.
help me in on that, Tempest.
One last question, I guess. What's your movie?
And here we go. Golden Commander, on to the next topic. We found this Min. He stops himself and he looks at Kira, switches to Elvish. Could you have her bring it to the table, please?
We should warn the commander first, in case it screams or sings.
That's a good idea. Switching back to common, Golden Commander, we are going to present to you a small magical trinket we happen to have found in the throng of cleaning up our fair share of the loot. Beware, if you touch it or manipulate it in some way, shape, or form, it might scream at you or sing to you. But we're
Sang beautiful
curious-
music to me.
Or you could be like me and it just doesn't like you, so it doesn't do anything.
That sounds probably like the best case scenario.
Yes. So would you mind having a look at this just to help us kind of determine if it's safe? We're kind of at an impasse here for who should be in possession of this.
Okay.
So Kira's gonna look them in and have Min go over by the commander to present it, but cautioning Min not to touch anyone else on the way. So she'll weave between them and go and present it to the commander.
Okay. So she's presenting it to the commander or putting it on the table? I can't hear you. Did I just cut out?
You're muted, Kat.
Damn it. Okay.
You were animated as fuck, though, so I give you points for that.
Had a whole
We could
conversation, we
feel
hear
what
none
you
of it.
were saying.
Okay. So you heard Min going between and not touching anyone, right?
Yes.
That part came through. Okay. I hate that. So Min is going to sit and kind of presenting. Kira's gonna speak up and say, "Would you rather she just set it down, or do you feel comfortable touching it?"
If it doesn't like bonking, it probably won't like me. I'll touch it. It's fine.
Well, I
And
guess
then-
it just didn't care about me if it's like
So-
that.
Min just kind of waits with it then.
Okay. So she will reach out. She kind of awkwardly goes like she's gonna pet Min and then doesn't remember if she's supposed to, so she just puts her hand out for the necklace.
Min is going to very delicately like set the necklace in the hand and then like do the rough like cat head thing of like shoving
Okay.
her head underneath.
Yeah, so she get a little scritch then. Okay, so she'll take a look at it. Let me make a roll.
If Min walks back around, Bonkin's gonna like pat Min on the head.
Then Bonkin is going to get absolutely like hip checked by this large critter or medium sized critter.
I accept this. I'll take that challenge.
You giant fuck.
So she's like kind of looking at it. It's still in her hand right now. I am not entirely familiar with what this can do, if it can do anything. It definitely screams like it should do something to me. Not literally, though. She kind of looks around at everybody.
Oh no, it screams. We've heard it.
Oh.
I didn't hear it.
Well, to be fair, Kira heard the scream, and then after we didn't believe her because Tempest said it was singing, she went ahead and did her little. Would that even be magic or technology for you, Kira? When you what you did with the ball betting?
What's the difference?
Fair enough. She made a ball betting scream like she had.
Marcus
Oh.
whispers in Elven, "Called the fuck out."
Marcus and Kira, give me perception checks.
To me, it sounded like them birds you find by water.
Did you say perception?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Did you want Min to?
Yeah, Min can.
I am smart, I am not wise. Me and Bonkin are opposites.
Nope,
Kira-
I didn't do that right. Ignore that.
Okay.
tried to-
Goddamn,
I
Min,
tried
what
to
the
set
fuck?
that up.
It's alright.
Jesus
Even-
Christ, a
Plus 11.
Fuck.
Damn.
No, she doesn't. She has a +6 and it doubled up on things.
Yeah, that's all
Oh.
right. It's enough anyway. So Kira and Min would catch the slightest smirk for a split second on the commander's face when Marcus says in Elven, "Called the fuck out." Okay, so I can't think of. This doesn't scream evil to me. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Would Tempest be able to remember the tune? He said he couldn't really place it, right?
Yeah. give me with advantage. Just give me like a history check. No, give me a performance. Give me a performance. I think it's the first one of this campaign.
I think so, actually.
Those are secrets.
Is that with advantage or just normal?
With advantage.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah, so you are able to. I don't know if you want to use your flute or your saxophone, but I'll play the.
Yeah, he'd use his flute because it's closest instead of saxophone, just kind of blaring out.
It's but fluty.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds very nice, Mr.
Is that?
Tempest.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's what.
Is that ringing a bell melodically?
Yeah.
That's not anything that sounds familiar?
No,
Okay.
no, not to anybody. Tempest, you still feel like you've known this song your whole life. It's very, very familiar to you. Everybody else, it sounds really pretty, but it doesn't really ring a bell. It doesn't sound familiar.
This is what happened when I tried to examine it closer. And does that ring a bell to you at all?
No, it's beautiful. It's a very beautiful song. So it screamed at Kira, and it sang to Tempest.
Correct.
Sound like anything you know, Commander?
Not really, but there are items that are intended for specific abilities, so maybe.
Have you ever heard Tale of the Sirens?
Oh, here we fucking go again. Master Aegis. And his people tell their children tales of the siren that come to steal children away in the night and lure them to sea or something of the sort.
Supposed to make them feel better or something. Or
Their song is what lures.
It does
And
sound
often not children, it's sailors or those who travel away from home. They are lured to their deaths.
Well, and to be fair, I
Does that mean they're gonna sing for us? Because we aren't home.
It's possible.
I don't know. I will say. Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, if we're talking about a siren attempting to lure somebody, and two people examine it, one magically and one through means of years of rigorous magic item study, I guess, Massive Tempest. I don't know how the fuck you knew about it, but it's saying to you. So that tells me that obviously this entity was attempting to maybe lure you in, if we are going in the notion that this is some sort of siren-esque magic. That doesn't mean necessarily that it's a bad thing, just because somebody put a spin on a child's tale saying that these sirens were terrible, evil creatures. It's like, where I come from, I can confirm that orcs are pieces of shit, because I've watched them raid villages and the things they do to people are terrible.
Actually, I had quite a few friends well, not friends, but I knew quite a few people that were orcs. I think a bartender, the innkeeper in our local town is an orc.
I literally have never had a good interaction with an orc.
Makes good.
And
I'm a soldier by nature, so I'm not meant to.
And I had also said, Marcus, as we were headed back, yes, those are the tales, but there's no real way to be able to say for sure if that's actually true.
Right, and that's what I was going to say too. I mean, there are stories that have been told over the years as well about different beings that, if children misbehave, they'll show up and do this or that. So it's possible it was
Hags.
used, right. It's
Some of
possible
my neighbors,
that story was
told
used.
stories like that about me.
About you? Oh.
About me, yeah.
She kind of like.
Really funny sometimes.
But it's possible that the story was created to keep children from playing near the water. That way, there's something out there that's scarier than sharks or jellyfish. I personally, I don't feel threatened by this thing's presence, and there have been items in the past I've come across where I do. It doesn't mean it's not a threat, but if it screams at one and sings to another, it's possible it's supposed to be with the other, and maybe I'm simplifying that too much. I'm not magically inclined. But like I said, there are some items that exist for specific abilities. So maybe Tempest has an ability that Kira doesn't.
And I do like music.
Right, and the fact that it was singing, yes.
And the fact that sirens have their song. You might be onto something with that, Commander.
It's all speculation. If Tempest, if you're not comfortable with it, then don't put it on.
Oh, the thing is, I'm very comfortable with it. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel comfortable.
See,
Makes you
this is
feel
why I've
pretty.
been fighting for this entire time, and
it's good to be cautious. What I would say is there are 4 of you, well, 5, and she'll look down at Min, that could keep an eye on Tempest, and if he starts acting out of sorts or acting strangely or attacking you during combat instead of your enemies, that's kind of a clear sign that either Tempest has been a bad guy this whole time or the necklace is telling him to do things.
if that happens, I can
fair,
promise you, Master Bonkin and I could choke him out probably
Yeah,
within seconds.
to be fair, yeah, that's why I tend to go flying away from the center of combat, because I'm not very good at not getting pummeled.
I'll leave the decision to you. You all are very, you know your strengths. You're learning each other's as well. But as I said, I don't feel threatened by this. And to be honest, if everybody is okay with it, I think you should let Tempest wear it. If I were in your group, I probably would.
Well, you're not, no offense. However, we are, and there are 5 of us, so why don't we just take it to a vote? If we succeed in voting yes, then it's done deal. Master Tempest takes it, and we keep a close eye. If it votes no, fine, same way, but I say we still allow him time to examine it, and maybe allow him to have some time with it, supervised, and we move forward from there until we can find somebody who can truly identify it. Actually, I was just thinking that Master Jared we met from the Watchdogs, I believe he's a paladin of an order of some good god. I forgot whom he followed, but he may be able, if I'm not mistaken, paladins have, some of them can sense evil innately. Maybe we could have him take a look at it if we do happen to vote no and get a clearance as far as evil is concerned.
It's not a bad idea.
And now what is that? What was her name? Bowtie. She was connected to that. What was the name? Helm. She was connected to Helm, wasn't she?
Yes. Yes, I believe she was. I don't know a whole lot about Helm. But I suppose we'd have to ask if her moral compass is aligned with allowing her to be able to sense the presence of evil rather than the presence of something else. Just a feeling I had when we were working with her. Not a bad thing, just something we need to be cautious of, I think. Either way, we have options, so take a vote.
That I can agree on.
Excellent.
I
So
agree.
I'll cast the first vote. My vote is that Master Tempest takes the item for now. We allow him some time to maybe attune to it and report back if something changes, if he gains some additional knowledge to whatever this thing is, since we have confirmed it's magical.
And I, of course, vote yes for Tempest to hold the thing, but that's obviously a little bit biased.
I will also agree with it.
I'm okay with Mr. Tempest holding the thing.
Down to Kira.
And Kira just nods once. Stays quiet.
Marcus will say to Kira in Elven, no pressure if you disagree.
The logic is sound.
He just nods and then
What about
switches
you,
back.
Min? What do
to
you
going.
think?
Min doesn't think. Min reacts.
So
I don't mean that. I don't mean that offensively, Mr. Shakira. Just so we're clear.
she's programmed to react, right? Isn't that how that works, Kira?
And therefore she thinks. Reaction comes in the form of thought. Touche. I've talked myself out of an insult to your cat. All right, Murder Mittens.
Yeah, Leilna gives you these finger guns.
I'm so confused.
And then walks over to Tempest and will hand over the necklace.
You see Tempest's shoulders kind of relax a little bit as he takes the medallion. Okay, thank you, everybody. Appreciate that.
I do think caution is a good way to go about it, and I can truly say I appreciate the way that you all approach decisions like this because it can affect all of you.
I'd agree. Master Tempest, if it's alright with you, maybe for the next couple of days until we have our meeting with the Frozen Phoenix, one of us will just kind of watch over you to make sure there's no ill effect from this thing, so that we know that you're alright.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. I don't think you have anything to worry about, but yeah, that's fine.
If you do start feeling any certain way, or if you all notice, the place where you arrived, I would never put you in a cell, Tempest, but the place where you arrived, that circular glass chamber, could easily be used, and we could set it up for comfort if something were to happen. So just to keep that in mind as well, that way nobody's getting thrown in a cell and everybody will be safe if it comes to that.
Now that we have the item vetted, I do feel at least a little bit better with him having it.
Excellent. Well, I did want to say great work. Like I said, the investigation team already let us know that the damage was minimal, and apparently you got all the civilians out as well, which is incredible.
That was our number one priority going in, and we stuck to it. Actually, I'm pretty sure we left things in better shape than we showed up in. I think did somebody vacuum on the way out?
Well, the floor got a good cleaning, that's for sure.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Oh, sorry, that's probably me for it likes to attract dust.
It's like a giant Swiffer. Sorry.
And they had the third board on the stage would have cracked in the next several months if I would have wagered to guess. That won't be a problem now.
Oh, well, thank you. That's excellent. If you do need anything...
One of the chairs went missing, though.
Mysteriously.
Don't know where.
No idea.
Can I roll for deception with disadvantage?
Yes, please do, because I'm rolling for insight.
Marcus ain't no narc. He doesn't even open his
roll
mouth.
that to you.
11.
Okay, and you got a 17. Okay. Okay, so
Yeah,
Tempest, what are you?
No idea where it went.
He looks away.
She'll kind
I
of.
mean, I'm literally sitting on the chair that disappeared.
Right. She's gonna give a side eye to Bonkin and then turn to Tempest.
Bonkin's trying really hard not to look at her, but struggling.
And she'll look at the chair Tempest is sitting on and say, "Right. Well, I don't think that taking a chair. I'm sorry. I don't think that a chair disappearing would be that big of an
Whoa,
issue.
nobody took a chair. Whoa,
Right,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Would you believe us if we said the chair walked out of its own accord?
You know, I would. She looks around at the whole group. She actually looks at Marcus because she has seen Marcus manipulate you guys when you first landed. She'll look over at Marcus and kind of smile and then look around at the rest of the group. Yeah, I would believe that.
What? Marcus is very confused.
Well, if you do need anything from me, you know how to reach me. Kira, I believe that Sevis is securing the scrolls you asked about. Those should get to you soon, and he'll let you know the cost. And yeah, if you need anything else, let me know. But great work. I didn't expect anything less, but I'll be honest, I just didn't expect this level of great work.
Professionalism.
That's the one.
Everybody did an absolutely excellent job, and I mean that seriously, from Master Aegis all the way up to our large and in-charge Master Bonkin and everybody in between, and the MVP, the chair, Min.
She just kind of smiles Right. Well,
Good recovery, Mr. Parker.
Very unsettling.
He's just shaking his head.
thank you all, Min and Chair alike, for handling that situation. Truly.
I think I'll see myself out. I need to rest.
Yeah, she starts to
We're
take
all
her
a little
leave.
tired.
Yeah, she get rest. You know, if you need anything healing wise or anything, we could probably arrange to
you-
help with that as well.
Do you happen to have a uh, healer's kit?
Yeah, I could have a healer's kit sent to you. That's not an issue.
Oh, I have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting, Miss Kira. But the restaurant we go into, is it like fancy? Do I need to wear one of them? I think they call them suits.
No. It's a come as you are restaurant. That's a good question.
Great.
Though.
Do I need to have sleeves?
We can get you all fancied up. Bonkin, I think you look good in the suit.
I guess.
I mean,
I'll
you look
try
really
on.
good in that usher suit, right? I mean, you are wearing the uniform still, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess I would still be.
Yeah, yes. You don't have to. Sleeves.
The sleeves of that is gone completely as well.
Sleeves are optional. I see.
Oh, that's good. I have a bad tendency, as you can see.
That's all right.
Can't keep those guys restrained, man. Gotta let the guns out, you know.
Right.
It's more when I grow an extra, or can I get the other pair?
And honestly, we wouldn't want you to be wearing anything that would restrict your movement just in case something did happen. So feel free to go sleeveless if that's necessary.
Do you,
All right, thank
along
you.
the same line, do you mind if Min keeps the vest?
It was made specially for her, so that's fine.
Thank you. That I have a feeling that will come in handy.
If you all need any more furniture, let me know. She kind of has a smirk on her face and steps toward the elevator. Ding. There she goes.
Actually, I think we have more than enough.
I think you're right. Okay, so she heads off on the elevator. I know we've got Aegis and Tempest. Do you want to do just a quick, if anybody else needs it while we have other people up, let's do a quick AFK and potty break. So that way we
Perfect.
can all
I can get
back.
myself a drink.
Yeah, that way we can all get back and jump into it.
And then
Like
I
a
hope you all have
5-minute thing?
nothing planned for after this.
All right, we'll see you guys in 5 minutes. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Actually, I'll chill here. I'm not going to. No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Logan, Torin, I actually didn't ask, but do not worry about it. Bonkin whipping ass on, ushering the beat down. Get him the vest. Get him the vest look. Yeah, so we've been trying to like avoid breaks just because I felt like we were losing our momentum, but I also know that sometimes people have to go pee-pee. So if we keep it quick, I don't think it's a big deal. Don't worry about it. No worries at all. Poor man's paladin. Fighter cleric. That's the poor man's paladin. I love it. But yeah, bathroom breaks are good. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers. Give a little stretch. Thank you, Rose. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back, and then we'll jump back in. There you go, Seru. They must have talking about chat. Oh. Yeah, you guys didn't miss much. We literally just did a quick AFK. I'm gonna mute my mic because I'm crunching. Okay, thank you, Rose. Yeah, I was showing off my. I'm eating Chex Mix, and I was showing off the rye chips because it's my favorite.
I got my goldfish snack of choice.
Mm-hmm. We love goldfish in this house too. Crunchier than Xavier's neck. Yes. Why do you... No, it's because whenever he cracks his neck, it's like crack, 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 crack. Why you want to chew on bone? I know, that's what I told Roasted. They can't really hear it, so. I love crunchy snacks.
Alright, I'm back.
I apologize for not having the music on for that whole conversation. I got really into it.
Yeah, honestly, when we were all talking, didn't even notice it wasn't playing.
Perfect.
I had no clue until right now.
Is there anybody that wants me to play that video again? I will go back and clip it for reference for people later so that it's easy to find, but do you want me to play it again right now for notes or anything?
If you're gonna clip it, then I'm gonna reference it and do it at that
Perfect.
point.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely that same.
Couple of questions, because I was thinking about while I was away. What time of day is it? Would be the first question.
Okay, so right now, so the show started at noon. You started fighting around, like I think I said 35 minutes, or yeah, 35 minutes in. So it's probably like 1:30ish now. After the conversation with the commander, it's 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, then disregard my second things then.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Marcus is just going back about his routine now, but now that he has seen that video, he is going to download it, and he's gonna keep the visor on while he's just like going through his, post combat routine, and he's gonna just kind of play it on repeat, and he's just gonna start watching, and he's really listening and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with this thing.
Okay. If you'd like to, you can give me an insight check to see if you can pull anything else out of there.
Dirty 20.
Look at that. Okay, so as you're watching this kind of over and over, the message gets a little more clear with each time that you watch it. That she definitely was cast out. Like, you can confirm that from the video, looking at the pictures, listening to what she was saying. And it does almost seem like a recruitment video to you. The more you watch it, the more you feel like this person wants me to join their cause. This person wants me to stop what I'm doing and start following, their beliefs.
Understood and noted. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm doing the rest of the evening. It's gonna just be, unless somebody needs me.
I think for Tempest, he's kind of hung up a little bit on the one thing, the amulet, and two, the divergent talk.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd like to, I don't know if he has actually, I see there's like a little computer in his room, if he would even know how to Google news articles about divergence people, or like any kind of like social strife around that whole thing.
Sure. So give me just like a straight intelligence check. Let's figure out if you can figure out how to Google first and foremost.
Yeah, then I gotta Google. Yeah, so yeah, it was lingering on 12 for a minute.
I hate that so much. So you figure out how to get the...
Find all the Twitter articles right about it.
Yeah, right. You figure out how to get the computer turned on. That's not really an issue because the button's pretty obvious on the big box. But from there, you're not really sure what to do. It takes you to the desktop, and you don't have a ton of experience with computers themselves. Your phone is one thing, you know how to receive text and do phone calls, but with the computer, you're kind of lost just because you haven't had straight training on it.
He'll just be hanging out with his amulet after he gets frustrated with trying to figure out the computer.
Sounds good.
I'd like to think that Tempest is like, where's the text message app? Where's my music player?
Right, yeah. Where's Spotify? I don't understand this thing.
What is this shitty big phone?
Or worse, Spotify is on the desktop
And there's
just
no
trying
speakers. I swear to God, Kat, that's what I was gonna say next. That's scary. Yeah, so you're spending time with the amulet, Tempest. Probably kind of turning it over in your hands, looking at it and stuff, and you almost feel like that song is stuck in your head, that tune, and you feel so comforted. You feel very comforted by it the second that, I'm assuming you put it on, right?
Yeah, probably after a while. I assume I kind of imagine idly fucking with it as I'm trying to figure out the internet, and then eventually kind of put it on and maybe just after lean back, just kind of hang out, look at it.
Yeah, and you at times find yourself randomly humming the tune, without realizing it. Is anyone else doing anything? Bonkin is, but I see Lucy's cleaning up ribs that he spilled on the floor. What a problem to have.
That's what you get for eating an entire fucking sheet of ribs. What the fuck's wrong with you?
You had it coming.
A sheet of
I
ribs.
regret nothing.
You know what, though? I don't envy you for having to clean up ribs. Yes, Rose.
Kira's gonna do what I'm assuming is kind of the usual after a fight, where she doesn't immediately go and hide. And she's gonna go to everyone and see if they have any gear that needs tending to, maintenance, stuff like that. And I'm sure the party at this point would probably realize it's just as much for her own brain to stay calm as it is about the actual maintenance of things. But she'll go to everyone and see if there's anything that she can help with, or anything she saw them use, if she can do the party thing.
I used my father's rapier. I don't know if I broke it. It looked like it was okay.
Don't know if you broke it.
It seems all right. But I don't know if I broke it. I don't know what broken looks like on a sword generally.
Usually bent or snapped, and if you manage to
Oh no, it's not bent.
Tempest, and she says a string of things in Elven. Let me see it.
As you're doing that string of swears, Tempest is gonna do a little flute moment, and he's going to cast tongues on himself, and he understands everything you just said.
So
it's
tell him what
not-
you said, Cat.
Yeah, it's not actually swearing there. It ends up being a bunch of what are almost like colloquialisms that are just about comparing intelligence to the edge of a blade is the primary one that she uses, and a few others like that. I had not come up with a list of these yet. I should know better for
You
next
better
time.
get to it, yeah.
No, so you see Tempest kind of play a little tune on his flute as you're kind of berating him for a minute. We kind of put it down like, yeah, all right.
And none of it's angry. It's just it's
Yeah.
exasperation. It's disappointment.
Thank you.
Of course, in common. Of course, anytime, Tempest. In the future, if you're questioning if something is broken, please don't wait until I ask, because we might need that.
I mean, chances are you're probably never going to need me to use this much. It didn't do a whole lot of, it didn't do a whole lot of damage. I think I hit water with it, but I don't know.
We were all hitting water. And it's better to have it and not need it. And she just kind of trails off. And just takes it and kind of just gingerly, like, it's okay.
If you pop to Bonkin, he'll probably be like,
Well, I think, as I said before, I broke this chute they gave me.
and he's gonna point towards the arms that are like completely ripped off.
Do you
I don't know if you can fix it, I guess, but I do feel a bit bad since this wasn't, I guess, completely mine. Or I only used it once and broke it immediately. If you could fix it or something.
Of course I can fix it. Do you want the sleeves back? Do you want reinforced sleeves? Or just do you want this whole look that you're doing?
I'll leave it up to you. I don't really have a preference, I guess, as long as I don't break it again.
So she'll add this. He ushers coat
He like takes it because he's still on it, so he'll just take the shirt off and give it to her.
She adds it to the pile. The rapier, the coat. She'll go down the list, stop by Aegis. See if he has anything that needs maintaining.
Okay.
And then so she'll shift stuff, knock, check on Aegis a little bit, make sure he's also doing okay.
Here I was talking the whole time, realizing,
I
my
saw
mic
your
was
hand
muted.
and stuff. I was like, oh.
Deja vu in reverse.
But yeah, as Kira comes on over, Aegis will. Well, I mean, I know most of the stuff you work with is metal, and I mean, I don't really have much of that. I mean, if you want, you can look over the staff. That might be about the only thing I have. And he thinks about it, and he's like, I mean, aside from the pendant, but I don't think that's taken really any damage.
I have a feeling that's about as protected as it can be. Metal is what's the most comfortable, but I work with wood, leather, cloth, whatever's needed. I can take a look at it.
Well, I suppose it doesn't hurt to at least have the staff looked at. I have had to swing it a couple of times.
It's true, he did.
Effectively, or the way Tempest does?
Surprisingly, a little bit of both.
I suppose that could be worse.
And yeah, he'll go ahead and hand over the staff of adornment.
Okay.
She'll add that to the pile, and I'm picturing at this point she's kind of balancing the stuff between the rapier.
Yeah, she's got all that shit she's carrying down the hallway, and she looks happy as a clam.
Absolutely. She'll do the same thing with Marcus.
So Marcus will answer the door, and he's got, like, he already knew this was coming. It's like you kind of caught him off guard, like he was just about to put it outside the door, and you're standing there. So he's got his his sweatpants on, but he's not wearing a shirt. And he's pretty fucking ripped, by the way. He's kind of stops and looks at you, and he's like, "Oh, shit." Those creatures that were exploding, they scraped pretty deeply into my armor. Your arms are full. Can I carry it to, put it outside your door?
She's gonna kind of look back down the hallway towards the others' rooms because she's suddenly remembering a certain kitchen conversation, and say in Elven, "It's if you come anywhere near my room, it's only going to feed all of them."
In Elven, he'll say, "Feed all of them what?"
They
Nobody's spoken about this yet.
Nope.
believe they have sensed a infatuation.
With you?
I don't know. It was Bonkin and Tempest and Aegis and well, I'm sure you can imagine.
Here comes a 10 charisma.
They're infatuated with you, though?
I think they are infatuated with the stories that could be. That they wish could be.
So, oh gods. All three of them?
I don't know, truly. I think they stopped. She's not going to correct him on this at all.
My gods. Alright, well, okay, yes, right. Well, we'll leave that alone then. Yes. The necklace, by
armor.
the way.
I can-
Yes. Wait, just so we can clear the air here before the armor situation unfolds. I know that you weren't very happy about the way that vote went. I'm not completely daft. But I want you to be assured that should I see even a glint of treachery in Master Tempest's eyes, I'll choke him out before he even realizes he's been taken. Do you understand that?
I need to not answer that one as Sybil. It's not so much that. I trust the responses of this group, but I don't know how what you do works, but when I try to speak to an object or listen to it or understand it, usually I can get a sense of its nature, whether it's identifying exactly what something can do or drawing out the best of what it's meant to be, like honing your blades. I've never had something scream in pain and terror when I've tried to listen.
That is quite alarming, and that noise, if that's truly what you heard, the thing with that you did with the small metal ball, if that's really what you heard, that's mortifying. But then that begs the question, what does it want? Why is it being so sweet to Master Tempest? I'm curious, if nothing else.
So am I, but I don't know if it's worth the risk. But I trust this group's judgment. Mostly.
I think I could also speak for Master Bonkin in this moment and say that if Master Tempest started to freak out, he would probably reach clear across a room, literally, and snatch that fucking necklace right off his throat.
Assuming Tempest didn't fly out of reach.
Well, you spoiled the fun in that thought. You're right, though. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll drop my armor off much later after they've all fallen asleep.
She looks like she's gonna say something for a second, stops herself, and just that will work. And what she definitely didn't say, what the insight would pick up on, is it's probably not going to help the situation at all, but
Yeah, Marcus looks daft as shit right now. All right. Well,
oh my god, I can't believe I'm about to ask this. Since he has his shirt off and everything, is he hurt?
not a fucking bit. He is actually better than that. He is glistening. I assume that was from the because he's got AIDS still, doesn't he? For like 8 hours.
He still has.
Yeah.
temporary hit
He's literally
points.
he's full hit points, and he's got half of the temp still sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kira is not nearly that good.
He didn't get
but-
fucking touched. That's why his armor looks like shit.
He might as well have baby oil all over him right now, Kira.
No.
His
Yeah.
body is ready.
Kira is still covered in blood since she hasn't cleaned up yet, and she did get hurt, but so she'll shift stuff and just. I'm trying so hard to keep my poker face. Damn it. She's gonna shift the stuff and just. All right. When it's there, I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
Of course. And then she'll go, and she and Min will go and start fixing people's stuff. And also, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself when I end up setting stuff down.
Okay. All right, Bonkin, you said you wanted to go see Leilna, is that correct?
Yeah, this doesn't have to be a role play thing.
Okay.
Bonkin's just gonna go and ask if she has maybe procured the fishing rods, the like bait and stuff, and if she wants to join along, maybe tomorrow.
That's nice. So yeah, she would have gotten like fishing gear for each member of your party, and it would be sitting like by the elevator in her office when you got there. And as far as if she actually says that she would love to go fishing. Just let her know what time, and if she can make it, she will happily go.
He'll say, "All right, we'll stop. I'll stop you and ask if you want to come with when we maybe go tomorrow."
Great, thank you.
All right, have a good evening, I guess.
You as well.
Bye.
And it's no issue for you to carry, 5 fishing poles and a couple tackle boxes, so. All right. Okay, so if nobody else has anything, Aegis, did you have anything you wanted to do before we do a long rest?
Not anything specific. About the only thing would just be making sure to keep an eye on Tempest every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, as long as it seems like Tempest is fine and everything, it wouldn't be too much. It'd be just a lot of the normal going ahead and making food and everything.
Okay. Give me one perception check, please.
Halfling luck, baby. Nat 1. It didn't help much, but it helped a little bit.
Yeah. So thankfully you're so exhausted you do manage to sleep through the night, even with Marcus sneaking out of his room and bringing his stuff to Kira's. You managed to sleep through that, so Marcus and Kira, you're safe for another night. One thing I do want to do very quickly. Tempest, are you sleeping with the necklace on? Are you taking it out? What's your plan?
Yeah, you probably sleep with it on.
Okay, so just so that you... So, you do have a dream, and it's kind of... It's not like anything crazy. You hear the singing in the background. I'll do that for you. So you hear that, like, as you're kind of drifting off into sleep. And you see nothing but what you think is pitch black. Let me turn it down a little. I feel like it's crazy loud. So you feel like it's pitch black, but then all of a sudden you see a ripple in front of you, and you realize that you're looking into a pond. And you lean over to peek in a little bit more, and just for a very split second, you see this. I'll just show everybody just because I know that most of you are in the stream anyway, so. So for a brief second, you see her face kind of show up in the pond. You kind of jolt awake, and the memory is there, but it kind of goes to the back of your mind.
Now we know why she picked Tempest.
Yeah, it's
I'm sad
definitely
I
not a
didn't
frog
put it
god.
Okay.
Last time I let someone else take the magical creepy necklace.
Yeah, also, I have one more thing.
Frog god.
Because I realized I did some research on fishing and stuff and realized that Bonkin would probably ask the day before, just due to how the times. And he'll probably ask, would you all be willing to maybe go fishing tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm still good for fishing.
Would you say yes to everybody?
Yeah, he's asking everybody if they're
They're
willing
like
to go
down.
tomorrow.
Marcus would answer the door not wearing a shirt and glistening.
I don't think Bonkin's wearing a shirt either, but he's a Yeti, so...
He's not glistening.
Kira keeps vanishing
My
every
fur
time
is
this
glowing.
question's brought up.
Sorry, what does Kira do?
Kira keeps just, yep, exactly.
I knew it. She's
Every time you turn around, she's not there. Master of evasion.
Oh, I guess I'll take that as a yes.
Of course. Okay, great.
Okay,
Alright.
so well then Bonkin will let you all know that we'll probably go before dawn.
Before dawn?
Before dawn,
Are
like,
you insane?
It's the
After
best
what we
fishing-
just did?
it's
I'm
the
gonna get to
best-
sleep now.
It is the best fishing time because you see the fish naturally eat a bit in the morning. It's either that or we go very late at night, and that's
Oh.
probably not good before the meeting.
Okay. Alright. Yes, Master Bonkin, that's fine.
do I need to
Good
wear
afternoon.
anything special? Do I need to wear like
Good midday.
suit isn't well suited
You
for?
probably don't want to wear anything too fancy. It's more outsidey type wear.
I do have that Yale sweatshirt in there, so I guess I'll grab that.
We guess that'll work.
I didn't even see it. I flipped you off, Kevin. Alright, anything? You guys go to sleep pretty early, except for Kira, I guess. In preparation.
He'll like leave a note by her door because he can't find Kira. So he leaves like a note that says it'll be tomorrow morning early. With very
Mark-
bad handwriting.
Marcus, when you drop off your armor, you see a note that was clearly from Bonkin that says something about fishing bright and early.
Marcus will put his armor down outside the door and he's gonna put the note in his pocket. And he's
Okay.
gonna go back to his room.
Alright. Okay.
Because there is nothing you could say that would convince me that her ass would want to get up fucking early to do anything. She sleeps till 2 p.m.
Kira doesn't sleep.
She doesn't come out of her room till 2 p.m.
That's what.
Yeah,
see,
that's
that's the
fair.
problem. We can only assume that what is going on in there.
Right. Alright, so everybody gets a good night's rest, so please do your long rest. Set yourselves up for that. I assume that you all would have healed up to the best of your ability, so.
I'm gonna do my usual. Sorry, I'm gonna do my usual middle of the night return of people's gear, with
Okay.
the exception of Tempest's rapier,
Okay.
because he's not getting that in the middle of the night until we know that he can make it through a night without stabbing us all.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
Do you still have a gun?
And a chair.
Oh,
I'm
fuck, give him
not-
the rapier. He's way better with the gun.
I
He has
am
a
not
chair,
worried
guys.
about you using
He
this
has
rapier.
a
Armed with a chair.
He has a chair, yes.
That chair is terrifying. I don't know what we're gonna do if he blocks the door.
But
I definitely ain't getting through, I'm telling you that much.
I don't like my odds.
Alright, so Bonkin wakes everybody up bright and early, except for Kira.
He'll try.
Yeah, he does like a really light knock on the door, I would assume, because he has a kid.
Yeah.
And you don't hear stirring or cuss words or anything on the other side, so she's either gone or sleeping.
In that case, there'll be like another note by the door that says "Gone fishing. Be back later."
Kira, give
Hope
me a
you sleep
stealth
well.
check.
Oh no. Oh no.
Want me
I
to give
did
a
so well
perception
before.
check?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
I have an answer for what happened if Bunkin beats this.
Oh my gosh! Okay, what
So-
happens, Kira?
So, there is the very soft, like, warning growl that Min does. Min hears it. And then there is the pad of feet, like, that are trying to be stealthy as she, like, dives for the bed. But she's never actually used the bed before. She doesn't sleep. It's currently covered in gear. So she knocks something onto the ground. It clangs, and then it's the... Fine. Yes!
Well, I was gonna leave a note, but I guess we're going fishing if you wanna come with.
Oh,
You
is
never
that
did
a
give me
thing?
an answer.
Oh, one moment. And she goes over to the door, and opens it.
If you wanna sleep more, that's fine. I'm not gonna
Is-
force you to fish. It just is a nice relaxing activity you might want to try. It is a
Bunkin,
bit outdoorsy, which I can see isn't exactly your thing.
the sun's not up.
Yeah, it's the best time for fishing because you see in the early morning, a lot more of the bugs start going over the river, and therefore, like, it's the natural fishing time. And like go really in depth.
Way smarter than you would expect.
It's
She kinda, like-
experience. He's a
she-
fisher.
Files this away a little bit, like, that's interesting. Do either I or Min seem like that we should be near large bodies of water, Bunkin?
I mean, you don't have to go near him. That's why the fishing rod's there.
And these fishing rods will extend from a building all the way over to a large body of water?
Well, probably not a building. No, you'd have to go outside. It's kind of the point.
And near the large body of water,
Well, I guess that depends on how much you think
filled
is near.
with algae and bugs
Well, it's
and
filled with
rusty things.
Well, I don't think there's any rust in that lake or river.
No, just the things that cause it.
You mean water?
Yes, have you not had enough water? Have all of us not had enough water over the past few weeks?
Bonkin, you're getting the feeling she doesn't want to go.
You know, if you don't want to go, you really just could have just said no. Or
No, I'm gonna go. Just give me a second. And she's gonna go and shoulder the backpack and then look at him and just kind of hand it over to him.
Yeah,
Okay,
he'll carry the backpack.
let's get this
I
over
hope
with.
you don't have any too much stuff in here.
What do you? It's my usual bag.
Right, but we ain't gonna be fighting, and I guess there will be some time for fixing, if depending on how it goes.
And if your rods break or someone decides to ambush us in this peaceful activity,
Well, I assume we're taking our stuff with us. Mr. Marcus doesn't seem to really go anywhere without his armor.
exactly. Hence why we have the backpack. I'm glad you understand, Duncan.
He's gonna
Just
look
let-
confused as if he... and then go,
Right. I have to go wake everyone up. We're wasting time.
I'm gonna go grab an elemental energy drink, and then she's gonna go in the kitchen.
Well, it's good for you,
and he'll walk away. I'd like to think Kira was first, just because she's right next to his room.
Yeah, so then he'll head off and collect everybody, since everyone else was expecting it and hadn't avoided him like the plague prior. So he gathers everyone up.
And he'll also have like his fishing rods and the fishing gear and stuff. He'll also have like his stick that he carries with him. It's a bit that's like slightly fancier, just walking stick.
Here.
He'll go. Right,
once everyone's here, he'll go, right, I guess I promised Miss Leona I'd ask if she wants to come with as well.
Oh, she did wake up.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I thought she'd be asleep, so I was about to leave her like a note.
I don't really sleep.
You
So-
also don't really leave the room.
Really?
Are you going up to Leona's office to try to get her?
Yeah, it's the only place he knows where she is, so.
Okay. Yeah, so for sake of brevity, when you get to her office, she's there and she's got a fishing rod in one arm and a tackle box in the other, and she's dressed totally casual. She doesn't have her armor on. All right, let's go.
Great.
She's like spry too, and she's got a mug of coffee.
I'm glad you're excited.
Oh, she made coffee.
Here, try one of these. Offers it over to Tempest. For energy drink.
Energy drink? Oh, God. And
yeah.
now he's vibrating.
You
But
guys
he's
hear
awake.
like a weird violin sound coming from Tempest. It doesn't make any sense. So Zachary comes around with the SUV, gets everybody in. I just created this because I didn't know what we were doing, so here you guys go.
You're going fishing off the dock. Nice.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if you guys wanted to do anything special roleplay wise or otherwise, but Leyland, she does she seems like she's in her element fishing. She's having a good time, just kind of chilling, hanging out. She doesn't do a ton of talking outside of what she normally would do, but she does not talk shop. She does not bring anything up having to do with work.
Yeah, so Bonkin will kind of take this 10-foot pole he uses as kind of like a walking stick. He'll say something in Goblin, and it'll like extend and turn into a fishing rod. And he has his own like tackle and stuff.
Perfect.
Kira and Min are dragging their feet as much as humanly possible and do not have any signs of wanting to go anywhere near that water.
And I think as soon as Tempest gets to the water, I'm sure it's dark still, right?
Yeah.
Still
it's-
pre-dawn. Yeah, so he'll probably take a moment, kind of zone out on the water, and then just kind of snap back to reality after a few moments. The weirdest dream last night.
I have some pretty gnarly ones too. Anyway, I guess I should. Miss Leona, do any of you know how to fish?
I'm familiar with fishing. Yes, I'm not sure that I'm as good as you are, but I'm familiar.
To be
I don't know.
fair,
I guess I don't know if I'm still good. It's been roughly how much long did you say? 900 or something?
I think it was 927 years.
Yeah.
either way, Bonkin, I think you probably have the most experience out of all of us. I can
Right.
remember
music okay?
doing it as a wee tyke with my
Is the
pops,
sound of the
but
music okay? It's
I
not
mean
too
that
loud.
was about it.
Right. Well, I really like by the ocean.
Yeah, you're at a large body of water. You're not entirely sure if it's ocean or lake or what, but you're near a large body of water.
Right. Well, this is a lot bigger piece of water than what I'm used to. But I think it should still be the same. So the first thing you want is your tackle here. And I'm gonna assume it's fly fishing because that's what I personally have more experience
It's fine,
with.
yeah, go ahead.
Right. So first you have this. You see the shiny hook on the end of the fishing rod. So first you put your thumb here on the wire above this round thing, spinny thing. Right. And you want to put bait on top of there's no bait. You want to keep this hook here, right? It's very shiny and the fish like to see it. So what you do next is you're going to lift it up and then he's going to start whipping it back and forth. You want to kind of just whip it back and forth above the water. Make the fish think it's a bug. And then you reel back real far and then toss it. And then you let go of the wire. The cable will fly out. Especially with Bonkin's 18 strength.
Yeah.
I mean, would it make sense to have more bugs, right? I mean, You can make it look like there's more bugs.
But that's why we come early in the morning. We want, like, because it's the natural feeding time for the bugs.
If anybody's gonna cast, just go ahead and do like a strength check.
Do I get an advantage because it's my career?
Yes, you do.
Not bad, actually.
Those were both garbage, but except
No, yours was okay. Mine was garbage.
Aegis, he like accidentally.
22.
Holy shit! All right, so Aegis accidentally catches the bottom of his robes, and has to deal with that debacle, for a moment. Bonkin and Tempest, great casts. Leilna actually seems to struggle a little bit. It's almost like she's having a hard time not being in her armor. So she has to recast. She did almost as bad as Aegis. And then Marcus, he looks like he's been fishing his whole life. When he casts the line out, not a problem at all. And he just kind of looks over like, oh, cool. Like,
Great job, Mr. Marcus. I guess I'm a bit rusty. Anyway, so now you want to start slowly reeling it in. Give like the impression that it's a bug. Maybe stop you stop a second and then keep reeling. That way you catch the fish's attention. And then when you feel something bite, you pull real hard back. Not
How do you know when you
from
feel
the stick.
something bite?
You'll know. They'll tug. There'll be just a strong tug.
Mm.
Marcus, you will feel a strong
it.
tug if you want to try to do another strength check.
Oh, I'm gonna yank that bitch as hard as I fucking can.
To really get the hook in the fish's mouth.
13.
Yeah, so Marcus, again, it's like he's been doing this forever. He yanks, you can hear and see that he yanks really hard on the pole, and he gets a pretty decent sized fish. He's able to reel it in, and he has a pretty decent sized fish.
Good job, Mr. Marcus. You are
Nice.
natural.
So.
You should consider being a fisherman.
Oh, no. I'm no good at this. Master Aegis. Dinner?
That might be more my speed. And he'll try again now that he's finally got the hook out of his freaking robes.
If possible, Bonkin would like to give aid. If that, or
Like
the
to
aid
assist?
action, help action, is that a thing? Yeah.
On Aegis, sure. So Aegis, go ahead and do it. You can do it with advantage.
Thank you for the advantage because that is a -1.
Oh gosh. Okay, yeah. So you get a really good cast out there. You just needed to try a second time with a little bit extra instruction. Tempest, you also feel a nibble on the hook if you want to do another strength check to see if you.
Yeah, I think I got something. Nope.
Oh, yeah. So Tempest fights with his fishing pole a little bit, with Bonkin helping Aegis. Tempest kind of gets lost a little on what he's supposed to do. Marcus looks over just in time to see Tempest pull the pole, and the hook is empty.
Shit.
Well, tough luck.
What do I do? Do I just keep throwing it out there until something actually comes up? Is that how it works?
This is the first time I've ever done this, I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure. I guess the way to do it is you kind of just keep whipping it back and forth, making the fish think it's a bug, and then you cast out, and then you start reeling again. You start the whole process over.
Okay, all right.
There is another kind of fishing where you have like a longer fishing rod, and you attach this like funny food thing to the rod, and then you just toss it out and wait.
Do you?
So Marcus.
Oh, go ahead. Nope, go right ahead.
I was just gonna say Marcus is gonna go tie that fish up so he's not standing there like a fucking idiot just holding this.
Perfect.
So he's gonna go hang it up, and as he does that, he's just gonna kind of turn, reach into his pocket and pull something out, and he's gonna approach Kira, and he's gonna kind of push a piece of paper like kind of into her shoulder, and he's gonna go, "What the hell are you doing here? I tried to get you out of this." And he's gonna kind of let go once she takes the paper, and it'll be the note from Bonkin.
She'll take it, look at it, laugh a little. It wouldn't have been right to not come. I tried. But you know Bonkin. He's Bonkin.
Well, I was rooting for your sleep, but good to have you here.
Mm-hmm. And she looks out at over the water and just does not look happy, but then forces a smile.
Do you guys want to keep role playing this, or do we want to sake of brevity and see how many fish you get, or?
I kind of want, like, eventually Bonkin will go over to Kira, because noticing that she's so far away. And just kind of like a gently, just point towards this point that's very far, right? And go, do you want to give it a try? You don't have to if you don't want to. You're like a gentle pat on the back.
Yeah, sure. And she,
And Bonkin will, like, help action Kira as well as he...
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I'm sure you heard what I said. You're very smart. But just in case, and he's gonna, like, go over it with her again.
Yeah, so you can roll with advantage, Cap.
Yeah, thank you. And she's like death gripping this thing as she tries.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you get a good cast out there. You get a good cast out there with Bonkin's instruction.
Well done, you did better than I did.
Let's see if you get a bite.
That's all with you, you helping. Oh, that's a lot of water. Okay.
Oops.
Can I pull it back in now?
Yeah, start slowly pulling it in.
She's going to try and listen.
So, Aegis, you also will get a bite if you want to give me another strength check. Kira, you do get a bite, and it feels pretty strong. So go ahead and give me another strength check.
Flat roll?
Yeah, Bonkin, are you actually physically assisting? Or you're gonna let her try it herself?
I think he'll watch just for now, but if it goes bad, he'll step in and try and help.
All right, so go ahead and give me a strength check. You will step in first. So, Bonkin, you reach for Kira's pole to try to help her. She wasn't struggling too much, but you could tell she was having a little bit of trouble. But then all of a sudden, it seems like the fish kind of just gives. All of a sudden, it seems like things are kind of going Kira's way, and she is able to pull the fish out of the water and crests. Okay. Yeah, and Kira, you have hooked a fish on your fishing pole. You thought it was going to be more of a struggle than that. That was kind of easy.
Yeah, Bonkin, I think I got one.
That's great. I just gotta reel it in. It seems like it's given up a bit.
Yep.
You've done that. That's the odd part.
You could probably take over from here, right?
Oh, come on, you gotta get the full experience.
And she mutters it, "Do I though?" And just grits her teeth and continues to follow the directions.
Listen, he's gonna gently, like, put a hand on her shoulder, just gently. I tell me, daughter, that you gotta at least try everything once, and to do things proper the first time.
Yeah.
I don't always do that well myself, but I try.
That's good advice, Bonkin.
But if you really don't want to, I can take over if you want.
Oh, I'm here. And she continues to try and reel in this stupid fish.
Yeah, no, you successfully do. You're able to pull it out of the water. Like I said, as soon as it started to feel like it could get away, anytime it felt like it was starting to get away, all of a sudden felt like it was swimming toward you. And then you do the one last final pull, and you have a fish on your hook, and you kind of turn it toward Bonkin and smack him in the face with it. Aegis, poor Aegis, he's over here next to Leilna. So Leilna is struggling like hell. She was all gung-ho and seemed like she knew what she was doing, but the dice giveth and the dice taketh away. So she's having a hard time with... And, she's having a hard time, and it gets distracting for you. So you hook one, and then as you go to pull, you hear her say, "Shit." And then she looks at you and goes, "Oh, shit. Oh, sorry."
Oh, trust me, Commander, you're perfectly fine. I've heard a lot worse language than that.
Yeah, you were right.
He understands that this is probably not going to be his forte, but he's just going to try to have fun with it.
Just not totally.
Yeah, that's true. This is for relaxation. You see her kind of like physically kind of and she casts again. She'll look over at Aegis and go, ready, set, and then she'll cast. See if he does it at the same time.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and make it a thing. We'll go ahead and cast at the same time.
Perfect. Kira, you feel like your suspicions are probably valid. You don't have solid evidence, but you feel your suspicions are valid.
What?
I'm gonna share with the class on that one. I messaged Candace. Is there any sign of ... pink ? Okay. She's not gonna say anything. She's just focused on getting through this delightful experience.
If you were trying to hide, it would have been harder. Okay.
I'm so confused.
I am too, actually.
So, yeah, so do you guys want to continue with this, or did you want to, sake of brevity at this point, and see how many fish you catch?
See how many
I'm
fish
good
we
for-
catch.
Yeah, I'm good for sake of brevity. Bonkin will just go around helping people and
Perfect.
eventually start fishing on his own.
Leilna would probably accept help at one point, too. I've been rolling like shit for her, so... She's very strong, but good lord. Okay, so 1 second. So between the 6 of you, you managed to catch 14 fish.
Not bad.
Fuck. Wow. We're gonna eat good tonight.
The sun does come up, and at that point, Bonkin's like, okay, well, the bugs are gonna start kind of going away, and people are starting to show up to the wharf or to the docks and everything. So you feel like it's probably a good time to go. Zachary is he's been in the car, kind of chilling. It looks like maybe he fell asleep at some point, but he's just in the car listening to music and waiting when you guys get there.
Ah, damn it! I forgot. I wanted to ask Zachary to join, but I completely forgot.
That's okay.
So sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, it's all good.
Poor Zachary.
You got a good nap. All right, so he takes you guys back to quarters. Is there anything else you want to do? I guess, what's your intention at this point? Is there anything else you want to do for Saturday?
I have a super quick description thing
Uh-huh.
for Kira, and that is by the end of it, she doesn't relax at all, like, during that, but she does start smiling a little bit during it. When they get back to, like, she's definitely the first one to go back in, like, onto solid ground when Bonkin gives the okay. When they get in the car, she, like, sits heavily and does the, like, oh, okay.
Wasn't
But
that
then,
bad,
like,
was she?
no, it was no one drowned. So it was a good morning.
I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
you
That
all
we
at
know
least
of.
relaxed a little bit or had a bit of fun. Look at you guys got a lot of fish. Jeez.
We've
Yeah.
definitely, and now we can say we've done this. We have
Can we
done
actually
this experience once.
Can we actually eat all this fish? Is this safe to eat?
I have no idea. Master Aegis?
I mean, as long as the water isn't polluted or anything. I mean, you go ahead and get too many fish into one pond, you may not want to go ahead and be eating the fish out of that pond. But
It's just
I mean, with
I've only heard like
Yeah.
water near cities generally don't really want to eat the fish, but I didn't know how if it was any different nowadays.
At the end of the day, from what I could tell from that water, at least, without any magic,
Clean enough.
looked clean. And at the end of the day, I could go ahead and purify it.
That's
Oh.
true.
Well, that's even better.
I will tell you, we don't have, and she's like climbing into the car. She's still kind of like bright and excited, like, she had a good time hanging out. But I can tell you that the pollution doesn't come downstream. Anything that would be polluting shouldn't be coming here. There's typical pollution from the general population. Unfortunately, people like to throw their garbage on the floor or on the ground, and it ends up in the water. But
I've seen it.
Yeah, outside of that, it should be safe to eat. But you do have someone who can purify it, so it will be safe to eat.
Perfect.
Thanks for inviting me, Bonkin.
Well, you gave us the fishing rods and gave me advice on where to go, so it's only fair. I'm glad you had fun.
It was enjoyable.
I do have to admit, it was definitely not my forte, but it was quite enjoyable to say the least.
Absolutely the same here.
It is nice to relax once in a while.
This was a bit of the more exciting style of fishing, with more action involved. There's another one I told you earlier where you just kind of sit and wait for the fish to bite.
Yeah, that's the one I'm more familiar with, so this was new for me, but this was fun. So Zachary will bring you guys back. You get up to quarters. Is there anything anybody intends to do for the rest of Saturday or the morning of Sunday, or would you like to jump into Sunday night? Right now it is Saturday the 6th.
As everybody's like probably getting out of the elevator, Aegis would like to go ahead and try to stop Kira. I just want to say that I'm sorry about. I think you know what I'm saying. Sorry about. At the end of the day, I wasn't 100% sure if there was something, and I was curious. I didn't quite expect Bonkin and Tempest to go off the deep end like that, but at the end of the day, you're right, and I should have been a little bit more thoughtful about it.
So she goes through a range of emotions real fast and then just smiles. You know, I probably should have handled it a little bit better myself. I'm not really used to this many people, let alone these kinds of interactions. I didn't take any offense, if that's what you're worried about. Kind of the opposite. I don't want to do anything wrong. I don't want to misstep.
Trust me, I didn't see it as a misstep at all. Whether any of us were right or wrong, it was just something that I thought I had seen and I was wrong, and I wanted to apologize for it.
I appreciate that. Apology accepted but not necessary?
I'll take that.
As long as it comes with a side of fish.
Oh, it'll come with a side of fish for everybody.
You're a hell of a cook, Aegis. Just thought you should know that.
Well, when your father's a preacher and also runs an inn with your mother, you kind of have to learn to cook.
I suppose. She kind of looks like she's considering that for a moment, not just like an easy acceptance, but then she does nod. Like it's an unfamiliar concept she's turning over for a moment. Can I help you in the kitchen at all?
I mean, if you would like to help, I'd be more than happy to teach you.
Does it involve throwing a shiny hook many yards ahead of us?
Oh, no, quite the opposite. You'll be working on everything that's right in front of you.
Then I would be happy to learn.
I hate that I'm interrupting this, but it's cooking fish, so I felt Bonkin would. I was already thinking before we came, because Aegis was gonna cook, and I felt it's cooking fish, so Bonkin was definitely gonna join.
Party adventure number 2.
Yeah, so you guys have Bonkin and Aegis both working in the kitchen. It's a little awkward at first, Aegis, because you're used to paniniing by yourself. I made that a verb. But now you've got Bonkin in the kitchen as well. So it takes a little bit, but you guys fall into a good step, and then whoever is gonna roll can roll with advantage for cooking. Marcus is like, not me.
Marcus is here for the smells, so don't worry
Listen,
about
3
anything.
pairs of arms is better than one.
Yeah, right.
Try to bring in Tempest, but the chair went in instead. Chair's here to help.
The chair's like pushing you out of the way to get into
He
the
says,
fucking-
"You shall not
No.
pass."
First Chandolph holds the door. Next Chandolph holds up the chef.
I love
And
it.
Kira, for her part, like she takes directions here very, very well, and her knife work is very good. But the rest of it, I mean, it's obvious this is a first-time thing for a lot of it. But she can fillet a fish scarily well.
You said roll with advantage, yes?
Yes. Yeah, that's great. So, Marcus, the smells do not disappoint. It starts to smell delicious very, very quickly in this kitchen, and you're watching your party members working together in this way, which for you as the tactician, as we are quickly learning, pleases you. Or at least I assume it pleases you.
Marcus even says out loud, Master Aegis, really? You don't need to start with the shallots. You chose to do that because you know what I'm here for.
That's exactly right. Leave you waiting all the more for it.
You'd hear like a chuckle in the corner.
As Bonkin's like descaling the fish like with one sweep.
So by the time you guys get to sit to eat, obviously it's not going to be dinner, but it's more of a lunchtime. It's more of a maybe early-ish lunch, like 11, 11:30, something like that. When you guys
Would you call it a brunch?
You could call it a brunch. That's really up to Aegis.
I say we just go ahead and call it whatever the hell we want to call it, because
Yummy
we don't
food.
have anything today.
Yummy food time.
The fruits of our labor.
So, if today is going to be a relaxing day, before we go and do planning tonight for what's to come tomorrow, may I have a suggestion.
Please go ahead.
Well, he is.
For what?
Movie marathon.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
we're
you
gonna
don't
watch the
wanna be
mummies.
Right. Yeah, I'm down, I guess. Why not?
Man, those movies are gonna make you question your sexuality so hard.
So she's gonna lean
does that
over
mean?
to Marcus while they're bantering a little bit and say softly, "You can learn in Elven, of course. You can learn a lot about the world through them. I've been watching them in the evenings. There's a lot of fantastical nonsense, but you can still learn from them."
I think.
So you're saying it's an elfish?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. After this, I think after this meal, I'm going to maybe just go do some push-ups for Elizabeth.
I went fishing. You're going to watch the movie.
Fuck. All right, touche. He switches to common. All right, well, yes, movie marathon. Wonderful. Mummies, yay.
Yeah, mummies. Yeah, don't need to do push-ups. Mummies are good.
Master Aegis, do you think you can make us, are you familiar with kettlecorn?
It's been a while, but I could go ahead and give my hand at it.
With lots of butter and salt.
Yes, butter, salt, a little sugar on top. I don't know how they do it. I just know that it was done with magic, as far as I'm concerned. And you've got a spice
no idea
bag
what
also.
that is.
Spice
The
bag,
mi-
excuse me.
The mini movies that they talk about things that exist in this commercials, they always say all the butter. The butter is the secret.
The butter is the secret to your heart, to unlocking your heart, and then
More
slamming
butter,
it
the
shut.
better.
Right. So I just want to confirm before we start watching. These mummies, they aren't just mothers, right? I'm not gonna just see a bunch of moms in
No, mummy with an M-U-M-M-Y, not
They're
mommy.
horrible
Yeah,
undead
well-
monstrosities.
No. Hmm.
They're usually seeking harm or revenge, like
Yes.
ghosts, but worse.
They carry dark curses on their spirits and on their bodies, in their tombs.
Exactly. Marcus
You-
has the right feel for it.
You will see Bonkin visibly stiffen up, and he's gonna continue on and try to hide the fact that he's terrified.
They're
Oh, it's
delightfully scary.
nothing to be scared of. It's movie magic. You'll love it.
I'm not scared. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Just remember, none of it's real.
But we
Right,
have
none of it's
to-
real.
Oh, I'll go and set up the room. Aegis Tempest, if you can keep everyone in here for a few, thank you. And she and Min are going to dart out.
Oh, right.
Nope, she's gone.
Okay, bye. I wonder if she's setting up the speakers in there.
Right, so, gentlemen.
So
Before
on like a
this-
scale of 1 to 10, how scary are these mummies?
It's like a 5. Solid 5.
I guess that's not so bad.
And then there's Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser. Make up for it completely.
I don't know what that is.
Tempest and Bonkin and Aegis, give me insight checks.
Sorry, did I interrupt you, Marcus? I'm so sorry.
Aegis is cooking.
Aegis is knuckles deep in them shallots.
So
Yep.
yeah, I mean you can still hear obviously, but Tempest and Bonkin, the tone of Marcus's voice does tell you he does have something to say. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, like you can tell it's kind of serious time.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Marcus, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's quite all right, Master Bonkin. I'll gather my thoughts a little more clearly, and maybe we'll speak another time. Excuse me.
What? Oh, okay, bye. What's happening? What happened? What did I miss? I feel like I missed something.
It feels like you wanted to say something really important.
Okay, so you guys hear Kira setting up in the other room. Bonkin and Aegis and Tempest are all in the kitchen right now.
Oh, I hope he doesn't. I hope I didn't do something too bad.
We can't hear you just.
Oh, really? That's weird. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I was letting her know that she wasn't being
Yeah, I don't
she
know
was
what was
talking.
So yeah, you guys can hear, like in the little living room entertainment area, you can hear Kira still kind of getting stuff ready, kind of scooching around furniture and stuff. And yeah, Marcus, with the insight checks, those who passed, you could tell that moment kind of passed. It was like he started to have serious time and then clammed up again.
I think we'll have to apologize to him next time we see him. I think movie's ready.
Yeah, Aegis, are you actually attempting to do kettle corn?
Yes.
I saw you're like, oh,
Because of the
fucking
fact,
nice.
yeah, just because of the fact that it's not something that would traditionally be in his wheelhouse, but it was asked for.
Sure. Give me a survival check with advantage. Yeah, so Marcus, you do start to smell that familiar smell. I mean, the whole loft is just covered in the smell of kettle corn with the perfect amount of butter, and it smells perfectly sweet. Kira has set up the the entertainment room, the living room, for a full like movie. She somehow managed to make it super dark in here. There's like blankets tacked to the wall to cover up the windows, and yeah, there are. She somehow produced speakers, so you guys are gonna have surround sound with the movie and set up with pillows and blankets and all the comfy stuff.
All right, so we got Mummy 1, 2, and 3 queued up.
Who is trying to set up the streaming? Okay, Kira, go ahead. Thank goodness. Give me an intelligence. Well, yeah, an intelligence check, but do it with advantage. Okay, good.
I've been watching movies.
Yeah. So she gets it pulled up on something called. Well, I can't say it because I'm not sponsored, but on one of the streaming services. Yeah.
Okay. She is going to try and get everyone.
I guess that means you're going to go fetch Marcus.
Yep, if Marcus isn't in there, then she's going to go and knock on his door by the time everyone's kind of set up.
So yeah, Marcus will he'll answer the door. He has no armor on, which is a rare sight to behold. But he is clothed, and he's just like carrying his headset. He's like, "Well, I can smell the kettle corn. I assume it's time for the movies."
It will be something.
Wonderful. Let's go scare the shit out of Master Bonkin. I've picked up that he doesn't like the undead very much.
So, I arranged the seats so that we can sit roughly 15 feet away without it seeming like we are sitting that far. Just in case he decides to swing.
Oh, wonderful. You meant for protection? Yes. No, that's very smart. Very good. Yes.
I've been watching his range, and I think even if the other arms come out, I think I planned this appropriately.
Oh goodness. Right. Well, if he gets crazy, I'll choke him out. I'm really good at that.
That is twice now you've mentioned choking out another of our companions. Do I need to be concerned?
Do you need to be choked out?
Do you want men coming after your throat? I am refusing to look at any chats, by the way.
No, I wasn't suggesting that you needed to be choked out. I was being silly, facetious, some would say. I think that's the appropriate word. Right. Give me a moment. I'll be right there. He just kind of like takes a half step back and closes the door real gingerly.
Bonkin, give me 3 wisdom saving throws, please. Bonkin. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. So
it doesn't get better as you go.
The first one didn't scare you that much because you felt kind of prepared for it just based on what was explained to you. The second one you went into kind of with your guard down because you handled the first one so well. It kind of scared you a little bit.
I'd like to think. I think the mummy, like, I don't know, something happens to the temple and stuff in the mummy one, and Bongin's like, okay, it's done. The mummy 2 must just be the repercussions.
Right, yeah, and then it's more mummy. And then you get to the third one, and you're like, you don't know what to expect. You just have no idea what to expect. So it does legitimately like creep you out. And these are not stories you would ever tell to your daughter either. Like, you know, how we were talking about the stories that scare your kids. So you're just like, what in the hell? Why are we watching this? This is entertaining. But everybody else seems to be entertained.
Sirens are like these things.
No.
Well, I can't say for sure about how mummies are, but if they're anything like this, no, I would rather take a siren over one of these things any day of the week.
I think me too. His hair is standing on end, like it's he's turned into a spike puffball.
He's a little furball now, or a giant furball. Okay. If everybody's good, we'll stop here. I know we're 5 minutes early, but we're usually like 10 minutes late, so we'll stop here for now. We'll pick up, at the end of movie night, just in case there's anything else that anybody wants to say or do, and yeah, we'll see what you guys get into next week. Let's see if there's
Sounds excellent.
I'm gonna play this. I want to play this clip really quick because I think this is the one that just happened.
Now you've mentioned choking out another of our companions. Do I need to be concerned?
Do you need to be choked out?
Do you want men coming after your throat?
You can hear yourself wheezing in the background.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably... I didn't dawn on me what exactly had been said initially. Because I was being serious about it, and then I was like, God damn it.
So we were talking, actually, since we have a couple minutes, we were talking, was it yesterday, about that Tempest line that only Tempest could deliver?
My God, we must have talked about it for like 45 minutes.
Seriously, we had a full-blown conversation about it because only Tempest could deliver...
It was the self-pleasure comment that you made a couple sessions ago, that he made a couple sessions ago. We dissected it down to like the psychological level, and we were like, he is the only player character in any of my campaign worlds or any of hers who could have delivered it without it being like really fucking weird.
Right, or like cringy. Like if you tried that as Ree, it would have
No
been
way.
so
It wouldn't
terrible.
have worked. Not in the same way.
I mean, in the orgy, that might have made sense.
Right.
Right,
We
right.
also talked about that right after.
Tempest was just like, oh, it's Monday afternoon. I got this thing to do.
Sorry, guys, I got an appointment. All right, let's see.
Got the 10:30 to take care of here.
So I've tried to build Kira to have a level of naivety that's very different than like Bonkin's, and these fucking interactions make it next to impossible to maintain that.
It's really hard because seriously, Marcus is built as a giant man-child. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I think it's funny because that's exactly how Tempest is built too.
No shit, really. Well, see, I see it with Tempest, especially with like, oh yeah, no, my daddy gave me all my stuff. This is his sword. It's actually decorative. Like, I don't know combat. Oh shit, we're doing this.
Worried chickie.
Kira,
I love it.
Kira's
Please don't hit any of my allies. Bam!
Alright, we're gonna raid Chicky. Yeah, the Gray's Hole comment. Gray's Hole only could have been delivered by Ree. So there were some of those too. Alright, we're gonna raid Chicky. Everybody else I think is doing Super Bowl stuff. So
G's always had these like one-line comments or just single-word comments that would kill us all.
Right now, but we haven't
Always.
raided Chicky in a while, so we're gonna go
Gotta wait for that right little moment of
She's
silence.
playing Lethal Company.
It was always so perfectly placed too.
Hopefully she's having a good time. If you're not following her, please do so. Thank you guys for hanging out. We do appreciate you being here, and we will see what trouble they get into next week. We'll be here Tuesday for Crochet and Chill, because that's back. Thursday we're doing another Robin Williams watch party, because we're doing
Patch Adams.
Yeah, and then we'll be back Friday with some more Enshrouded, unless a wild hair hits during the week in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, guys, here we go. Oh, she just went AFK, of course.
Great game as always, guys.
Yeah, thank you,
All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Have an excellent week.
See ya.
Hopefully you guys don't get too much snow up by you guys, Kevin.
Yeah, we'll see.
Good luck.